2, 3.
Football season is weird because we actually look forward to Mondays. It's Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Now launching the dumbest radio show in America. Welcome to Common Man and T-Bone.
You do have a little bit of an Antichrist look with the mock turtleneck. I like it. It's nice.
It's not a mock.
It's just a big collar. Well, I don't know. When does a mock turtleneck start and a large collar stop?
It's got to go up a little bit more.
I thought I guess turtleneck goes like all the way up. So I thought mock was anything that's above like the
T-shirt line. I think it has to cover the Adam's apple.
Is that right?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I don't want to mock your non-mock turtleneck.
I got it.
It looks very nice.
Featuring Panama Ted.
Too hot.
Timmy Hall.
I will rub one on my face.
And a collection of profane noises.
Coach?
No, Dom.
I'm a genetic freak. And I'm not normal.
I want me some glory hole.
I'll keep it in the room. Stop breathing.
It used to be a lot longer.
The numbers don't lie.
This is Stupid. This is Man and Bone.
Happy Monday, Reaction Monday. Hello, Boner.
Hello, man.
It's a day.
It's a day.
No yikes today because, quite frankly, it's 3 hours of yikes.
Yeah.
The whole all yikes.
Yeah. That's where we're at today, folks. Nothing really good to say here about a lot of the performance. You know what? I will say one good thing before we get going. How about those jackets, huh? Nice little victory against Colorado. You like to see that?
We're not saying that in jest either.
No, I'm saying they
enjoyed the performance in game one, even though they lost the game, and I liked the performance on Saturday night.
They went on the road. They chased a goaltender in the second period. How about that? My guy, Kent Johnson, who I am very invested in his success. Did you see him? Just taking the puck from the neutral zone, skating across the whole defense and saying, I'm going to beat you short side. How about that?
It's amazing how different this hockey club looked. And again, it's two games. I got it. But with an actual coach, right?
Oh, yeah.
With an actual coach who's been around, who knows what he's doing.
How about it?
All right,
it's
that's
nice.
enough of that.
All right, so I'm saying, there you go. And Jackets fans, excited about tomorrow. I mean, obviously, it's going to be a tough night there, but this team does. We were saying before the season, this could be a rough one. If you get efforts like you've had the first two nights out, I have
thoroughly enjoyed myself.
I am changing my whole feelings on this season. If that's the performances you're going to get most of the nights out there, I hope that's the way it goes.
All right, it's pretty much going to be 3 hours of misery today. We will do NFL in the 4 o'clock hour. I will start the program with this though, because it is a special day for us here. It's a special day because we get to play one of our favorite pieces of audio of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, Les Miles.
Good afternoon. Just want to remind everybody that it's Columbus Day, that all those of you that know Italians and like Italians, or the people that might venture onto a ship and travel to explore and find new lands, this is your day. So it's not St. Patty's Day. That's a different day entirely.
That's right.
Yeah.
Celebrate the eye ties today. Hug an eye tie.
Okay.
You see me out, hug me. I need a hug for many reasons. Saturday night's one of them.
Hug him outside.
Hug me outside. How about that?
Yeah, that's right. Go
Cash
hug
me
him.
outside.
Yeah.
I think the Cash Me Outside girl was calling plays on that final drive.
Well, all right. Where do we want to start?
We can start with it all. You know what? Let's start with this.
Okay.
Let's start with this. Because I'm told by some of you, and it's just a small percentage of you, but damn, you piss me off. Some of you, that none of this even matters what we saw on Saturday because, hey, playoffs, here we come. Okay, let's take that on face value. On face value, at face value.
At face value.
Let's take it at face value. Yes, this Buckeye team will probably still be in the playoffs. Whee! Congratulations. And then what do you do in the playoffs? You face another team that presumably is good, that's in the top 10, and then you lose that game. Mm-hmm. So what are we looking forward to here? Just another high-profile loss. Congratulations.
I am trying to find the optimism for Ryan Day and his tenure. Now, I know that there are some of you and I understand this idea a little bit, which is, well, they only lost by 1 point on the road. Hey, they're right in that game. A couple plays go a different way.
What the hell are we doing?
If this was about any other school other than the school that it is in college football, your concerns would make sense. However, did any other school in college football spend $20 million on its roster, $10 million on its head coach, probably another $5 to $8 million on its assistant coaches, and then God knows what else in director of player personnel, GM, all the other support staff they have over there? This roster, probably the entire assemblage of talent from coaches, assistants, players, everything, probably has $30 to $40 million rolled up into it when you add all that together. And that is what you're saying. Hey, man, go on the road, compete against an Oregon team that's fresh into the Big Ten. Yeah, that's all right. Get them to the college playoffs. They'll take care of business. I don't feel strongly that this team, when they get into a dogfight where they need one possession and they have to go down and score, I don't think Ryan Day's teams have it in them.
How can you?
I don't think
based on what?
I don't think his teams have the capacity because of whatever his weirdness is with the defensive coordinators and the coaching staff there, where you've got a 72-year-old man on defensive line who still says he's got to do it his way. And then Jim Knowles is over here like, yeah, but I'm the defensive coordinator. And Larry Johnson's like, well, I'm the defensive line coach. And they can't get along and they don't know what they're doing. So that results in, whatever the reason, no one can pressure a quarterback for the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Silver Bullets can't get home against a quarterback on the road.
No, come on. We can't do that.
That's where we're at now, folks.
Idaho walked in there and sacked them 5 times.
5 times? I'd like to see 5 sacks this year. Where are we at?
What are we doing? You're all in La La Land. This is not the show for you. If you're positive spin, the sun will come up tomorrow, people. We got another shot at this. Get the hell out of here. You know what we have here? We have Bob Stoops without the championship. Yeah. That's what we have.
Oh, boy. I got
where those big games come around and you can pull a diamond out of his crack at the end of it because Ryan Day is so tight.
Dude, how do you end that game with a timeout? In your pocket?
In your pocket. I'll tell you how.
Because you don't know the situation.
You have a head coach that apparently doesn't know how to work a clock. Right? You just let 10 seconds run off a clock, and you have that goes to waste. Your timeout goes to waste. You have a veteran quarterback who, he played so much football. He played so much football at Kansas State. Who cares? All right? Everybody's looking at you now. You've got one. We can talk to these people in their ear now.
Right.
In their ear. Chip Kelly or whoever has the direct microphone to Will Howard. Will, we got 6 seconds left on the clock, buddy. You got one read. If that read isn't there, you run 5 yards, get down, call that timeout.
Yeah.
That's it.
As you're sliding.
As you're sliding, you call the timeout.
I've given myself up, call the timeout.
Or better yet, throw it away. We'd rather you do that and live for the Hail Mary than ending it like that.
And by the way, this is no knock on the special teams of Ohio State. I'm really not trying to do that. Are we all confident that if they did get the timeout called, what would that have been anyway?
No,
like a 40-some-yard field goal?
In anything.
My point is, this entire end of the game sequence that the Buckeyes had was all going toward, let's just get into field goal range to what? Probably miss it. Because you're banking on a kicker that never has to put anything through the uprights in a pressure situation. Because 9 times out of 10, this team's going for it on 4th down, which is fine. I don't mind the aggressiveness. But when you're playing games against nobodies for most of your year, and then you play a somebody, and you're expecting the kicker to come in and save your bacon, like that's just not how we're built at Ohio State.
I understand.
You haven't built that. You haven't cultured that. What you've built is a team full of guys who are supposed to be able to impose their will and get the job done, so you don't need a kicker to come in and boot a 40-yarder. We didn't even get to that point, but I'm just saying this idea that, if they would have given us that timeout, then what? They probably would have missed the field goal and we'd all still be mad. But we'd be blaming a kicker instead of who we should be blaming, which is Ryan Day for having this team in this position.
The end of that game, comedy of errors. And we've been in these games before. Whereas, we were the better team, should have won. Well, you didn't. Also, Oregon played like crap. All right?
Yes, they gave you every chance to win that game.
They gave you every chance. If they actually went out and played a clean football game, they win by 20.
Yeah, man.
All right? Look, we're focusing on the last couple plays and the missing time and the timeouts and the sliding by Will Howard and running out of time. We're focusing on that because it's egregious and it's the last thing that we saw. The reason that you're in that position is because once again, on the big stage, your defense does nothing.
Absolutely.
Nothing. And I have fallen for it at times. All of you fall for it at times. We watch these crap games that don't mean anything. Oh, Buckeyes lead the nation. They get up 6 points a game. Who cares? If you play a quarterback that can actually move and make you pay for being in the wrong spot, this Buckeye defense has no shot.
Yeah.
None.
They beat teams when they have superior athleticism. How many times? We saw in the Iowa game. First half tight, second half superior team pulled away with some nice performances. Now you go up against a team that actually has similar athletes, and what do you know? It comes down to coaching, and Dan Lanning outcoaches Ryan Day. And again, his team had penalties, had mistakes too. But I cannot look at Ryan Day coached football team and say, big game, I trust them to win this game. Hell, the Notre Dame game is one of the few big games he's won on the road. That was his whole, I'd like to know where Lou Holtz is right now. Dude, you won that in part because Notre Dame had the wrong amount of personnel on the field. That's part of that. I mean, let's not be crazy here.
Thanks for the reminder.
Sorry, Bodie. I didn't mean to. Bodie, by the way.
Bodie's catching strays
That's
over
okay.
there.
Todd Blackledge brought it up, I think, 6 different times on the broadcast Saturday night as well. And I was just like, yeah, thanks, guys. We won 49-7 today, but hey.
Bodie, don't worry. You've got bigger problems now, which is everyone on the Notre Dame defense is just completely going on the injured report as we speak. So sorry about that. I don't know how you can trust Ryan Day to win a big game. So, yeah, they'll get to the playoffs. They might beat Michigan. Whatever. Get them to the Big Ten championship game, and who are you going to face? Probably this Oregon team. Or somebody who's as good or better than that. So are you going to win that game? Remains to be seen. Get into the college football playoffs. You might beat one of the other teams when you're not, you're probably going to have a home site playoff game at this rate. That's the one silver lining to this is maybe you actually get a playoff game at Ohio Stadium in December. We'll see how the plumbing's working. But beyond that, when you play a good top 4 team, you're probably losing. That's the Ryan Day experience.
All right. More of this conversation coming up next. Man, I'm very angry. I'm much angrier than I thought I would be when I sat in this chair.
Mm-hmm.
Because I sort of kept it even keel out there. But you know what? I'm ready to punch the wall. Let's do it together.
We have padded walls in here, so you can punch away.
I want to punch the actual wall.
Okay.
Or punch Bodie's face. I don't know.
Don't punch Bodie's face.
Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into some slowdown due to an accident on Noah Bixby Road at Majestic Drive. And you can also expect some delay on eastbound 670 between Neal Avenue and I-70. And we also have slower traffic on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil change anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Come into your local AAA Car Care Plus and save up to $160 on select sets of 4 Nokian tires. Only at AAA Car Care Plus locations. And on the plus side, AAA members save more. Offer ends October 31st. See store for details.
Scotty Vegas for Maxima Concrete. They redid my whole driveway, but they can do so much more, like outdoor kitchens, pools, patios, you name it. Mention this ad for $250 off your next project with Maxima Concrete and visit MaximaConcrete.com.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
Hey guys, it's Anthony Rothman. If you're feeling at a loss for energy or just not upbeat like you used to be, it could be low testosterone. That's right, it affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. But guys have different T levels, so don't go for a standard dosage plan. Look for TRT with an optimized personal treatment plan, like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. Do it now. Go to lowtcenter.com and book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Most radio stations suck. Here's why. They don't invest in local programming. We are live and local 14 hours a day. You can rest assured that every stupid thing we say is 100% local. Homegrown dumb since day one. The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. And when it comes to fall, we often think of those cooler temperatures, the trees changing colors, the bonfires in the evening, and of course, football season. We less often think of those home projects that we've been neglecting or failed to finish up before those harsh Ohio winter hits. If you need to have your roof inspected or it's on your to-do list, you can ensure that Newman Roofing will get you ready for those harsh winter storms. The team over at Newman has you covered, and they're family-owned and locally operated right here in Central Ohio since 1992. The 3 generations that have been in the roofing industry, they have the expertise to handle any issue you may be facing with your roof. Folks, they took care of my roof. They did a fantastic job. They're the experts, and they will give you the white glove treatment, because when your name is on it, it just means more. So if you need your roof repaired or replaced this fall, call the company you can trust. That's Newman Roofing at newmanroofing.com or 614-NEW-ROOF.
If a friend asks how you're doing and you say,
I'm okay,
when the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Did you and your family lose Ohio Medicaid and need health coverage? Check this out. You may be eligible to enroll in a low-cost health plan at healthcare.gov. With the new law, 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Healthcare.gov offers quality plans that cover doctor visits, prescriptions, emergency care, and more. Healthcare.gov is here for you. Enroll today for coverage starting the 1st of next month. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy with a 20% chance of rain, high 58. Tonight, cloudy and cold with a low around 40. And then heading into your Tuesday, we are looking at a mostly cloudy sky with a 40% chance of rain, highs in the upper 50s. I'm meteorologist Dylan Rubishod with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Does excessive amounts of Prozac make your sack droop down to your knees? Asking for a friend. My friend's name is Mike. Back to Droopy Sack and T-Bone.
Droopy Sack and T-Bone brought to you by the Hinder Motor Company. Buckeyes lose to Oregon, 32-31. Don't worry, though, because in all likelihood, they'll still be a playoff team. This doesn't matter. And then you'll go to the playoffs and play another good team and then crap your pants there. And then what? I don't know. You brought up something in the first segment about this defensive line. And this is something that has been on my mind for a while. Larry Johnson has been here a long time. And when it comes to defensive line coaches, position coaches here at Ohio State, he'll go down as one of the greatest position coaches of all time. He's brought in some fantastic talent that are still wreaking havoc in the NFL today.
Yeah.
However, what have you done for me lately? I don't care. I don't care about any of that. Don't show me a picture of the Boses or Chase Young. Here's what I know. This defensive line is not getting to the quarterback when they desperately need them to. Ryan Day had his little BS line during the offseason about how they're not really looking for sacks. It's not the whole thing. It's about getting off the field on third down. And about you're not doing any of it, okay? The reality is, if you were stopping people, we wouldn't be saying anything about the sacks. We wouldn't say a damn word because you'd be stopping people and winning games. You're not doing that. Jim Knowles may not know what the hell he's doing. I don't know. I'm not in those rooms, all right? But how do you ask a guy to be the defensive coordinator when he's essentially in charge of only 2/3 of the defense because you're too afraid, Ryan Day, to tell Larry Johnson we're going to do it another way?
Hey, man, it's fear. Right? I mean, that's the thing that I'm trying to figure out what the identity is in an Ohio State football team. I used to think a couple years ago that the Ryan Day team identity was you're the Ferrari racing past a bunch of dump trucks in the Big Ten, and hopefully when you face the other Ferraris, you can out-Ferrari them. Well, Ryan Day has told us, no, we're going to out-tough everybody. Good luck. You can't win the battle on the offensive line or defensive line of scrimmage for that matter. You can't do it. And your defensive line right now cannot get pressure, doesn't get home too often. In fact, they don't even trust this defense to bring pressure. How many times did we watch this team with a 3rd and 7 and you could go maybe try to tee off on Dylan Gabriel? Instead, what do? Dropping 8 back into coverage, dropping 9 into coverage sometimes, and still getting burned for a first down.
We trust our guys to win the one-on-one matchups and get home. They're not doing it!
Dude, I don't trust our defensive line to win those battles, and I got to tell you, I don't trust the linebackers and secondary on most cases either when it comes to taking an angle to tackle a guy. They take some of the worst angles I've ever seen, and that's saying something over the last few years here because we know how bad the secondary's been at times. But the amount of times I have to hear from people who aren't in Columbus, who are national broadcasters on these games, telling you and me, boy, I tell you, you got a great defense. This defense is really good. And I know we bought in a little bit this year because they put up some ridiculous numbers in that regard. They had, yet again, a top 5 defense in every
You play Iowa
category.
and Michigan State every single week, man.
Yeah.
You're
have
going
teams
undefeated.
They don't have offenses. Yes. Your defense can do really well when you're playing teams with no offense. Now you play a team with an offense, and what do you know? They're able to do everything they want to do. Because ultimately, this defense is not built for prime time because your defensive line doesn't get home. And I think it's worth mentioning here, and I'm not the biggest fan of calling out college players. I still like to take that more to the coaching staff who are putting these guys in bad spots.
You know what? Write it down on a note card. I'll call them out. You don't have to.
Oh, no, I will. I'm going to say it. I mean,
okay.
Denzel Burke had a atrocious game.
Yeah, I'm sure he would tell you that.
Well, yeah. And what I'm saying is, and that's no slight on him, but here's my question. Outside of his freshman year where I know he had some picks, and sometimes those were, nice plays. Sometimes those were balls just kind of landing where he was. I have heard for 3 years about how great he is and how awesome he is, and he is a stud, and you can't throw on him, and he is so tough. And I wondered, has all of college football just kind of believed that when they played the Buckeyes, and they don't even attempt to throw to him? And Oregon and Dan Lanning finally said, you know what? Let's throw at him. Let's just see. And guess what happened? They found out real quick you can do that. That's a great plan. You should, and no one on Ohio State sideline was willing to adjust what was going on the field that day. That is fear. Instead of looking at your players and going, you know what, man, I'm sorry, you're not getting the job done. I don't care what name is on there. I don't care how much NIL you're getting. I don't care how long you've been here. I don't care you came back for your senior year. It's not happening tonight. We'll give you a chance to come back next week or 2 weeks when the bye's over. You can come back and certainly be a starter again, but tonight it's not happening. We got to try something else. We got to get you away from where they are attacking us. And so instead, there's no adjustment made, and he gets torched all night. Why did that happen? Answer, because they don't know how to make adjustments, and they seem to be fearful of making whatever ones they can.
This is why when you play a first half against Sparty and you have trouble getting them off the field, and you rely on them to self-destruct. And then in the second half, you wear them down. I don't know why, because you're that much better. Yeah. From a depth perspective, you're that much better. You and I come on and we point these things out. And some of the response is, why are you even talking about this? Well, this is why. Moments like this. Because you just saw a team, a talented team that you couldn't wear down in the second half. Yeah. Because I don't want to say they're just as talented as you, because I don't think they are. You're more talented as them. You go back and read some of the articles leading up to this game from the Oregon people. They were concerned about their offensive line and the health of their offensive line. Man, I got to tell you, looking at this Buckeye defensive line, they may take us to the cleaners. They were uncertain about that line.
Oh, yeah.
They went out there and had no problems. None stopping our defensive line.
That offensive line had injuries, had concerns all the way around about it. And Boise State was able to hang with this Oregon offensive defense, right?
Idaho was able to sack this quarterback 5 times.
Right. So the idea that Ohio State, listen, you're not wrong though that in the Big Ten and the schedule that Ohio State plays, how many teams that the Buckeyes have played so far this year? If they have a 5-star guy, how many teams have they played so far this year that they could have a 5-star guy just sitting on the bench waiting for his turn? The answer is none of them. If Iowa has a 5-star kid, if he's a true freshman, he's playing. If Michigan State has a 5-star, probably even a 4-star kid, he's playing. Freshman, sophomore, they're out there. Ohio State is a team that can have 5-star guys sitting on the bench because we got another 5-star, 3-year starter, or some other reason, high NFL draft pick ahead of you. You're not going to beat that guy out because you just got here. That's okay. But you know who else has that? Oregon. Teams like Oregon don't just have their 4 and 5 stars on their starters. And if you get past that, and if you can wear those guys out, then you get their second line of guys. And at Iowa and Michigan State, those guys are 3 stars. They're happy to be there, but they're not as good as you. And you win. But at Oregon, at Texas, at Bama, at Georgia, all these different places that these teams you want to beat, they have 4 and 5-star guys waiting for their chance because they're freshmen, they're sophomores, they haven't gotten a look yet. That's how it is when you play the best teams in the country, and that's when Ohio State struggles, is when they go up against those teams.
I heard somebody this morning say, we'll get him again in the Big Ten championship game. All right. You want it again? They put up 500 total yards in 27 minutes of ball possession.
Yeah.
You want it again?
No, you weren't.
I don't want it.
You weren't slowing this team down at all.
They slowed themselves down.
Absolutely
Oregon
right.
slowed themselves down.
Yeah.
And don't talk to me about bad officiating. You were kissed in that first drive.
Oh, my gosh.
The touchdown drive with that long completion that shouldn't have been a completion, should have been a pick. You were kissed.
There were plenty. If you want to talk about officiating, it went both ways, having some bad calls.
Yeah, breaking news.
Calls.
Officials are bad and stupid.
Yeah, but
both sides of the ball.
The thing that Ryan Day said, I'll agree with after the postgame, was it shouldn't have come down to one play. Shouldn't come down to one official's call. You're exactly right. You got to be better than that, and he's not.
New polls are out. Talk about that. And we'll hear from Ryan Day tomorrow. Oh, wait, we won't. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
If you're looking to hit some slower traffic due to an accident, if you're on Noah Bixby Road at Majestic Drive, and things are moving a little slow on eastbound 70 on the west side between Mount Street and 315. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War, by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loan to no monthly payments. Call 380-225-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
What a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box,
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Engagement ring shopping doesn't have to be stressful. Join us at Diamond Cellar After Hours on October 17th. Sip some champagne, enjoy live music, and snag an exclusive discount on an engagement ring. And don't stress, you got 90 days to make your move. You can save up to $1,000 while enjoying a fun night out while we help you find the perfect ring. Plus, you'll have a chance to win Ohio State football tickets or Blue Jackets tickets in the new Diamond Cellar Club. RSVP at diamondcellar.com/after hours, and we'll see you October 17th at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com when you need a company you can trust.
The fall holiday weekend is just around the corner, and it's the perfect time to dare to compare at Bob's Discount Furniture. You've seen the action. You've felt the suspense. You've saved hundreds, even thousands of dollars on highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more. America loves it so much that Bob's is opening 2 new stores on October 11th, just in time for the holiday weekend. See how much you can save when you dare to compare in store or at mybobs.com.
Columbus, the wait is over. Blue Jackets hockey is back. Come feel the boom all season long. Be here Tuesday, October 15th for the home opener, presented by Nationwide. Get your tickets today at bluejackets.com.
The Christmas cash giveaways now at UDF. With UDrive Plus, 1 in 7 can play to win prizes instantly, including $1,000 weekly by buying specially marked items at UDF. No purchase necessary. Visit udrivecontest.com for official rules.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Did you feel that? It's your radio getting fatter. Getting fatter.
Chubby time!
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Please subscribe to the podcast of this dumb show. It's available wherever you get your podcast. Just search Common Man and T-Bone. Click. Subscribe. Every single show comes right to your device free of charge. Podcast is brought to you by our friends, Care Heating and Cooling. New AP polls out. Texas is number 1 team in the country.
Hey, go figure.
Getting 56 first-place votes. They stay at number 1. Oregon up a spot to number 1. They get 6 first-place votes.
Number 2.
Number 2. Penn State is up a spot to 3. Ohio State down 2 spots to 4. Then it's Georgia, Miami, Alabama. That all unchanged. LSU's up 5 spots to number 8. Iowa State is up 2 spots to number 9. And Clemson is at number 10. Other Big Ten teams, Indiana is 16th, up 2 spots. Illinois, 22nd, up 1 spot. They just survive a almost disaster against Purdue. And then Meat Chicken stays at number 24, despite doing nothing.
By the way, I want to clarify, because I'm sure there are some people who have listened to us kind of ranting today. And just because I know we have a lot of people maybe that don't always listen to us, don't know kind of the vibe of the show. I just want you to understand, we do have a tendency to be a little negative on this show or to hold people to high standards when it comes to Ohio State football. But let's be clear about something. Losing by a point on the road, if the trend were every game before this, the last 10 games they played against top 10 teams, they've won by a touchdown or something like that. Or every time they've played Michigan under Ryan Day, they've won that game. We wouldn't be necessarily freaking out as much about this game. We'd be nitpicking things about it, but we'd say, hey, man, it was a great college football game, two really good teams. They might play again in the Big Ten Championship or the playoffs. You lost by a point. Whatever, man. Figure it out and get better the rest of this year. The problem is the trend that we see whenever Ohio State has to play a team that isn't a lackluster Big Ten offense or a nothing non-conference opponent. When they actually have to play a good opponent, hey, remember when they played Oregon the last time? What happened when they did that, Mike?
Lost.
Played them at Ohio Stadium, too.
Lost.
Now, this one was closer, I'll give you that. But I didn't think...
Who the hell cares?
I didn't think this was a program that said, hey, baby steps, we got closer to beating Oregon. That's kind of a good thing. No, you're 0-2 in the last two games against Oregon.
You're nicer than me. I'd fire everybody today. I just fire everybody, then I go up 71, fire them all there, too.
I don't get it, man. I don't get where this is coming from. I don't get this notion that Ohio State is just trying to figure out how to be a plucky underdog that could maybe go on the road and beat Oregon. No, you're supposed to be a number one level team. You are supposed to be a team that can go out and beat anyone with this roster and with this coaching staff. It is almost starting to feel like, Mike, perhaps a former meat chicken coach who is now in the NFL, when he made his little comment about Ryan Day being born on third base thinking he had a triple. You know what? Where's Ryan Day right now? Is he at home? Is he standing there with a nice, yeah, I scored, yeah? Or is he still on third base? To me, it feels like he's still on third base. So maybe that comment was accurate.
He didn't score anything.
That's what I mean. Maybe that comment was accurate.
I'm not here to talk about Michigan. I'm not here to talk about Connor Stallions. We've done it. And we'll continue to do it when appropriate. This has nothing to do with that. This has to do with you not being there in the big moments. Offensively, defensively, coaching, all around. It's just, like you said, it's another one in the long list of Ryan Day failures. The one big win that we can point to is that playoff victory against Clemson. And then right after that, what happened?
you got smoked by Bama.
Got boat raced.
Yeah.
You got boat raced by Alabama. Congratulations.
Oh, man. This is... Well, and again, we can go back to the quote-unquote big games if you want to of the last few seasons, right? I mean, that Notre Dame game came up. We talked about it, but you've lost to Michigan 3 straight years. Your bowl game this past year in that Cotton Bowl against Missouri, that was not really a great contest. Didn't even look like you were in it most of that game. And I know, we were transitioning quarterbacks.
Yeah, everything's an excuse. Everything.
Right. There's always an excuse.
Everything.
Oregon, by the way, didn't they lose one of their best receivers during this game?
Yeah, number one wideout. Go on.
Also, their defensive line, their best player on the defensive line, didn't play this game. Their offensive line, tons of guys, musical chairs there, moving guys around. So tell me again what the excuse is for this Ohio State team. All coming back this year, we were told to shut everybody up and show everybody that they were wrong about how tough this team is. They got to prove something. I've heard people saying this can be the wake-up call to get Ohio State.
Wake-up call?
The wake-up call was they all came back and got more NIL money than anyone's ever seen to come back and show everyone that they aren't a bunch of losers who are getting pushed around. And now we go to Oregon, and they're getting pushed around yet again.
Somebody mentioned to me earlier the fluky onside kick that Oregon got in this game. And if you take that away, then who knows? Oh, the fluky onside kick. Let's take a listen to that fluky onside kick.
We'll be kicking off. Well, we'll be receiving the ball on this. They'll have the ball spotted probably at the, 40-yard line?
Probably.
45. Here you got to be careful. Maybe something tricky, If anything, I would expect Oregon just to kick it deep and, have the ball drive start on the 25 for Ohio State. But when you're kicking from midfield, anything can happen.
He sees it.
Yeah.
He sees it.
He's starting to notice that there could be something to do with an onside kick there.
Lachey is not going to outright come out and say this is what's going to happen. Just not his style. He's not Tony Romo. He sees it.
Yeah, he said it could be a tricky play here. He knows. By the way, brilliant execution by Oregon to just kick the hell out of it and kick it right at a guy who, of course, I don't blame the Ohio State player who had hit, whoever it was. He's literally, coaches aren't telling him what to do. They aren't saying, hey, expect this, look for it. They're not into formation, anticipating an onside kick. And on top of it, I don't know what you're supposed to do if he kicks it right at you like that. Unless you've got the best hands in the world, you're probably not catching it. But it was a good play. Totally unprepared for that.
It was a good play. It was a good decision. My point is, there are people who say, well, what are you going to do about this? Well, we're at home. We can't do anything about it. This coaching staff is paid to see things like that. Quickly get a timeout or get word to somebody something weird could be coming here. When the 10 seconds runs off the clock at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Well, how many of you knew that on your couch? I don't make $11 million to coach a college football team.
Yeah, man. And by the way, Dan Lanning, smart coach. Did you see? I mean, this is a rule that maybe they should look at. Maybe there's a reason why this happens. But putting 12 guys on the field, remember that he called the timeout? And then they put a guy on the field, it looked like on purpose, shoved him off the sidelines and said, get out there. And then what happened? Ohio State runs a play. You have too many men on the field. That then causes that you give up 5 yards. If you can stop the play when you have an extra man, 9 times out of 10, you're going to be pretty successful on defense. Penalty flag comes out. You give up 5 yards to Ohio State, but 4 seconds ran off the clock. They went from 10 seconds to 6. And that's because Dan Lanning, it appears, they noticed, oh, hey, if we shove a guy out here, get the flag for that, they don't go back and give you 10 more seconds with that 5 yards. He traded 5 yards for 4 seconds. Brilliant. Smart. Ryan Day doing that anytime soon? No. He's getting out-coached by guys who took the job later than him. He's been around now. There's no more, I didn't know how to do this. I'm kind of new at coaching. You've been the head coach here for a while. This is the time where you have to show that you're the better coach, and we're not seeing it in these big games.
Can I take a break from this and talk about a huge piece of crap?
Sure.
I mean, a person, not me taking a huge piece of crap. Although I kind of have to do that right now. A huge piece of crap as a person coming up next. Colin, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to find traffic is a little slow on eastbound 70 downtown between the 71 West Split and Livingston Avenue. And things are also slow on eastbound 670 from Neal Avenue to I-70. And you're also going to hit a slowdown on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
There's a place where mishaps don't mean missing out. Welcome to AAA's The Plus Side, where a AAA Plus membership means that an empty gas tank won't keep you from a full day, where a flat tire doesn't have to deflate your mood, where being locked out doesn't mean you'll be out of luck for long, and where a dead battery can't stop you from being the life of the party.
Looks like you're all set here. Have a good rest of the day.
Because on the plus side, roadside mishaps don't have to ruin your day. With AAA Plus, you're covered with the gold standard in roadside assistance, whenever and wherever you need it. Tire changes, battery swaps, and emergency fuel are just a tap, click, or call away. AAA gets to you faster, and if you need a tow, we'll take you further, anywhere within 100 miles. Become a AAA Plus member today and experience the peace of mind that comes when you live on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply. Service is only available from AAA and CAA in North America.
The Buckeye Show.
What will Will do if
you want 30 touchdowns?
I'm looking for 30 touchdowns. I'm needing to see single-digit interceptions.
The Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light and sponsored by CareSource.
Weeknights at 6 on The Fan.
Here's a sure bet for you. The ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus is my favorite place in the world. This is Scotty Vegas, and on Sunday, October 20th, we're throwing a huge party at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Come for a live on-the-money broadcast from 9 to 11 a.m. Stay for the Browns-Bengals game. The food's amazing. I love the steak. Dave Biddle loves the pretzels, and the big screen's ridiculous. Join us October 20th, Hollywood Casino Columbus. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER for help.
Bo Bishop here for my friends at Diamond Cellar. Ready to pop the question but don't know where to start? Visit Diamond Cellar's After Hours on October 17th for a night out with a DJ, drinks, and exclusive discounts on engagement rings, and a chance to win OSU or CBJ tickets. Diamond Cellar's After Hours event, October 17th on Sawmill Road.
You know that project you've been working on? Just chipping away at it, dreaming of the day you get to show it off? Then, when you're least expecting it, cancer. And finishing that project actually happens. I would know. I've been restoring this car for years, and today I'm giving it to my granddaughter. It's her 16th birthday and 2 years since my cancer diagnosis.
Mom, you finished it?
Happy birthday, boo-boo. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keepmakingplans to learn more.
Oh, what?
Would you please just call the waterworks?
At the Waterworks, we mean clean. Better care, better value, better results.
Ohio, ready for some quick mental health facts? Let's go. Nearly 2 million Ohioans live with a mental health condition. In the U.S., more than 50% of people will be diagnosed with a mental illness in their lifetime. Depression is a leading cause of disability worldwide. So why are some of us still stigmatizing people living with a mental health condition when we know all of this? Let's listen to the facts and beat the stigma. Ohio, challenge what you know about mental health at beatthestigma.org.
Hockey is back. You're listening to Blue Jackets Week. Proud to be your flagship home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Come for the obesity, stay for the anger. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Reaction Monday. We react to crap.
Oh, it's a lot of crap today, buddy.
We will react to more professional crap of the NFL variety in the 4 o'clock hour, so join us for that. Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark at 5:34. No yikes today because the entire show is yikes. Here's the soundbite that I was referring to. I couldn't remember if it was during the offseason or what. I was wrong. It was after the Marshall game when the Buckeyes failed to really get any pressure on wonderful Marshall quarterback Stone Earle.
Great name.
Stone Earle. Ryan Day was asked about the lack of sacks and pressure. Here's what Ryan Day had to say.
What's important for everybody to understand, and that includes JT and Jack and our guys, is, you know, if an offense decides that they're not going to give up any sacks, they can run the ball every play, throw RPO, or get a ball out of their hand quickly. And so it isn't a game of stats. What you got to do is you got to stop the run. And if the quarterback is in a situation where he's looking to run quarterback draw or quarterback power or those type of things, we got to stop the run first. The sacks will come. So, you know, just to go out there and think you're just going to go sack the quarterback, if one of the things that the other, you know, side of the ball decides is we're not just going to take a 5-step drop and hang on to the ball, then those opportunities aren't going to be there. You have to defend what the other team is trying to do.
All right, good news, though. The sacks didn't come.
No.
You didn't stop the run. You didn't stop the pass. And I like how if the other team decides they're not going to get any sacks, well, then they're not going to get any sacks. Can the Buckeyes just decide that too?
Well, he's saying because they can run the ball and get the ball out of quarterback's hands, and you don't have to stand back there and just wait for a sack to happen.
All right.
So let's do that.
So my follow-up would be, so you're your secondary just sucks then, right?
Apparently.
Your scheme sucks.
Dude, look.
What something sucks? Tell me what sucks.
Here's the thing. This is all you need to know about how many sacks they've had this year. Because if you look at the numbers, they've had, other than that Marshall game where they had 1, the opener against Akron, they had 5 sacks. Against Western Michigan, they had 3. The 2 Big Ten games prior to Oregon, they had 4 apiece against Michigan State and Iowa. You can say those are pretty good numbers, and that we thought they were. They looked pretty good in those games. But I think what you can also look at is and say, the best team you've played, the best offense you've played, you got home 0 times. In a game where that kind of matters, because anytime you can get their quarterback off schedule, you can get their offense off schedule, now you're talking about possibly doing something. That's the game where it didn't happen. So, yeah, this is big time, big game, not executing the way you have to. And if you want to say that scheme, I can get there. If you want to say that's on the players, fine. We can blame them too. But ultimately, it comes back to Ryan Day not setting the tone with this organization yet again in a big game, and they underperform.
2 losses against Oregon, 2021, and then this past Saturday, right? 3 losses to Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
How many sacks in all those games combined?
I shudder to think. I'm going to say less than 5.
2.
Oh, God.
2. And one of them was Cody Simon. So the defensive line, 1.
God.
1 sack in those 5 losses.
That is unreal.
1.
Well,
from the defensive line.
All right, so if you want to say stuff like that doesn't, I mean, I don't know who would say this, right? But that clearly matters. The games you're losing, you're not getting home.
You know, when it wouldn't matter is if you won all those games.
Well, that's right.
We wouldn't say jack about it.
It's almost like that's one of those numbers that with this Buckeye defense, it appears, that would be a good indicator whether or not you're going to win the game or not.
Let's talk about a piece of crap, shall we? Colin Cowherd, one of my favorite pieces of crap. He is a Southern California USC apologist. He decided to make a video during the halftime of the USC-Penn State game. Trojans were leading 20-6. Did not look good for Penn State. They, of course, came back and won. Penn State did. Here is what Colin Cowherd had to say. Some of you guys are going to owe Lincoln Riley an apology. I don't know if some of these Big Ten teams can handle coming out west. The sunshine, the distractions of L.A., probably not. Look at the halftime score. I don't hold grudges. Apologies accepted.
Oh, my God.
He was very quiet.
Oh, my God.
After the game was over. Perhaps first, I don't understand why a guy like Cowherd, who admittedly makes his money on his personality. I don't see it, but enough of you do, I guess, to where you like it and you line his pockets with millions of dollars, whatever. This serves no purpose for you. Why do you continue to make these asinine predictions, put your foot in your mouth, where you lose all credibility whatsoever?
Yeah.
Why?
Dude, I don't know, man. I guess his shtick these days is that LA's awesome and anybody who's in LA is great and everything else sucks. But can I just ask, what does that serve you in this business? You're a national radio host, national TV host.
That's what I mean. It serves you nothing.
No one cares that ESPN is in Bristol, Connecticut. I don't expect them to be Connecticut-centric. I don't know why he thinks being in L.A., it's like, I got to tell you, I got to defend all the L.A. guys. They're my L.A. dudes. It's like, great. Lincoln Riley's, even if they'd won that game, Lincoln Riley has plenty to answer for as a USC head coach. He hasn't, if the standard is, well, you beat Penn State, you can pretty much guarantee the rest of the way you're solid. That's not it. That doesn't mean anything if you beat Penn State. Other than for him, it shows maybe there's some good progress being made, but nothing close to what the expectations were. How would you think it's good to take a victory lap, even if they won that game, which they didn't because Penn State came back?
The king of bad hot takes and blunders on the air. You're going to talk about keeping receipts?
Oh, my God.
There are entire social media accounts dedicated to playing your crappy takes and keeping receipts.
By the way, we have plenty of crappy takes. We acknowledge that we're stupid often. Colin Cowherd acts like he is God's gift to predictions. Like he has segments dedicated to how smart his predictions are, how right he is, how much he gets it right, and how you don't understand it. You can't think like him. He's so much smarter than you. And yet he gets it wrong about as much as anyone in media.
I think I may hate him more than Florio.
Wow.
That's hard to do. All right, let's take a break from talking about bad Buckeyes to bad NFL teams that also play in the state. That's next. Colin, Man, and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into a couple-minute delay if you're on eastbound 33 from Ebright Road to Refugee Road. And we also have some slower traffic if you're traveling northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by Ohio Basement Authority, your local expert. Are your floors sagging? Are musty smells reeking throughout your home? Contact Ohio Basement Authority, the crawl space repair experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at ohiobasementauthority.com. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by The Waterworks. Trust the pros at The Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Visit thewaterworks.com today to get started.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
Hey guys, it's D. Miller. If you're not feeling upbeat like you used to be, it could be low testosterone. That's right, it affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. But we're not all the same. So don't go for TRT referred to as a standard dosage plan. Look for TRT with an optimized personal treatment plan, like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. They provide advanced therapy and have over a decade of experience. So go to lowtcenter.com to book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Rosati Windows, the best buying experience in the business.
After the sales process, our installers are the single most important part of the customer experience. Even great windows aren't worth a dime if they're not properly installed. We spend a lot of time testing and choosing our installers. I have to be positive that our customers will receive only the best.
Call Rosati Windows today, 777-4806.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for thousands of appetizing ingredients that inspire countless mouth-watering meals with savings beyond low prices. Like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. So you can get big flavors and big savings. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save more with digital coupons. California red, white, or black seedless grapes are just 99 cents a pound with your card and digital coupon. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture expert technicians who are quick but not rushed. When you hear the bell, breathe in and out. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today and find automotive peace. No appointment needed.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Cleveland Guardians move on to the next stage of the playoffs, facing the Yankees in New York tonight in Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Alex Cobb to pitch for the Guardians. Carlos Rodon on the mound for the Yanks. Meanwhile, Game 2 of the National League Championship Series. Starting later this afternoon, the New York Mets in L.A. to take on the Dodgers. Sean Manaea pitching for the Mets. Ryan Brasher for the Dodgers, who won the opener last night. NFL, it's the New York Jets hosting the Buffalo Bills tonight. You can catch that game right here on the Fan. Ohio State confirming that their next game, October 26th at home with Nebraska, will be a 12 noon kickoff. AP preseason college basketball poll out today. Kansas #1, followed by Alabama, UConn, Houston, and Iowa State. This update brought to you by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $300 cash bonus at BMI Federal Credit Union when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The only thing better than watching football is talking about it. So we invented Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan. Just be glad you aren't as stupid as these two.
Oh, yes.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Reaction Monday, we react to many things. We react to Ryan Day and the Buckeyes losing yet another game to a top 5 opponent. We will react to NFL goodies. What else are we reacting to? Oh, we got baseball that's starting just about now.
Yeah,
Mets and Dodgers game 2, NLCS. So T-Bone will be stressed out watching his Mets as the show continues.
All we need is a split. I don't care what they lost by yesterday, although it was a bad. Hey, this just in. Freddie Freeman can't move. Maybe lay down a bunt today, Mets. How about that? You know, maybe. Just throwing that out there. That could be a possibility.
You want to do that? You want to win fair and square. That's what I've been told.
By the way,
shout out. That was a third baseman that couldn't move. I forget who it was.
Oh, I forget.
But it was some series that mattered where whoever the hell the Guardians or Reds were playing.
Right.
You know what? Forget about it. Who cares?
No, but the argument is bunting shouldn't even be in baseball. Well, it should be if one of your guys on the corners can't move.
No, you don't want to win that way.
I do.
You mean
I want to win.
The way that you do it?
That's a decision that managers make when it decides who to put in the lineup every day is, can they do the functions of the job?
Yes, it's within the rules of baseball.
You're allowed to bunt. If someone bunts, then everyone has to go cover that, including whoever is playing on the corners.
That's a cheap way to win. But you win.
That's whatever, man. Freddie Freeman's having his Kirk Gibson moment out there. Fine. I just hope the Mets can get one today and keep it moving. By the way, as much as I'm a Mets fan, good luck to the Guards today. I am rooting for you to vanquish the Yankees and obviously to get to the World Series, just because what an awesome story that would be for Cleveland.
Yes.
I'm rooting for that.
And also know that the entirety of Major League Baseball is rooting against you.
I know they are.
Because they want the Yankees and one of these two other teams.
Well, they'll get one of the other two.
Well, I know
they want the Yankees.
They want the Yankees.
They want either Subway Series or Yankees-Dodgers, which would be historic.
All right, shout out to our Philippines guy.
Oh, yeah. This is Rev. It says Rev Sam Adeyemi, who says, great listening to you guys here in Cagayan de Oro, Philippines. Sorry if I butchered that. Listening in the Philippines is the takeaway there.
Good that you're listening. Thank you. I don't know what time it is there. I'm going to say late or early.
It's not now, that's for sure.
No, it's not now.
We know it's not now. That is correct. Also, shouts to full-term Ghost Hubert, who in the chat was saying that he would enjoy having a discussion with me being like philosophical on the toilet, I guess is what he said.
Okay.
And then someone asked him,
we can make that happen.
Well, someone asked him, would that be like a couple's toilet, like on SNL? He said, nope. Bone is on the toilet. I'm sitting on his lap. All right. Hubert, whatever gets you through the day, man. If that's the fantasy you want to live with, Godspeed. I'm with you.
Football from yesterday. This is not going to be the end of us. What?
It's 4 a.m. Sam just told us it's 4 a.m. in the Philippines.
4 a.m.
Had to break in. Had to breaking news. See? Thank you, Sam. Early. You were right.
Early.
Is that, what do you consider that? Late or early? 4 a.m. I consider
like a
4
Spin
a.m.
Doctors song.
4 a.m. is early to me.
What time is it?
I'm not staying up till 4 a.m. How many times have you stayed up till 4 a.m. versus gotten up before 4 a.m.? I've gotten up before 4 a.m. way more than I've stayed up till 4 a.m.
That's probably true, especially at this stage of life.
Yes, where I am now. Maybe 20 years ago, I would say it would have been more 50-50. But now it's way weighted into
if I
waking
stay up until 4 o'clock now, it's not by choice. It's because I've eaten some sort of bad acidic meal.
Yeah,
and I can't go to sleep.
I value my sleep. I'm with you.
Football from yesterday. Bengals look gross, but beat the Giants anyway. You got what you needed.
That's a. I don't know what to read out of that game. Like, on the one hand, the Bengals, if you are a Bengals fan, they need to just stack up some W's however they look right now.
You got what you needed. You got to win desperately.
But it's gross.
Well, whatever.
Giants are gross, too. This is not a good football team. And the fact that it was, like, kind of in doubt there until the fourth quarter, I understand if you're a Bengals fan, nauseated by that. But you got your second win of the year.
You won the game.
Now you have the same record as the Giants, who I don't think are nearly as good as what the Bengals should be. But
well, the alternative is the Browns also looked gross.
Yes.
Against an NFC East team in the Eagles, who looked gross. But they didn't win their gross game.
No, they didn't.
Bengals won their gross game.
That's the thing. I was watching this I was at Donerick's Pub in Clintonville, up on High Street. Shout out to them. Had us out there for an appearance. It was a great time. It's an Eagles backers bar. So I'm a Browns fan sitting with 95% Eagles fans. They are into this game. And you would have thought they were losing the way this game was going because they are just screaming at the TV. They're mad. I appreciate the passion. But they're looking at it going, we can't be in a tie game at halftime with this crappy Browns team. We should be dominating this team. And they're right. They should have dominated the Browns. It's a joke that they didn't. The Browns are atrocious.
Hold on. Nick Sirianni's going to yell at you. He's going to bring his children in here and yell at you.
You didn't see that. Head coach of the Eagles, on the sideline
was yelling at the fans.
Like,
hey, how you like it now? Boo, I boo you.
He was giving them like a Kirk Cousins, it looked like, oh, yeah, you like that? What about that? We won the game. What are you booing? And then someone brought this, again, because the media in Philly, those evil bastards, they dared to watch the game, look at the reactions, and then voice those concerns to the head coach. And he basically said, I don't know, man, I'm just passionate. I like it when our team is passionate. I like it when our guys are passionate. The fans, we don't really like the booing. That's not productive, but we like to win, and we like it when they're behind us.
Get out of here with your productive. It's not supposed to be productive. It's supposed to show displeasure.
Yeah, your job is to be productive. The fans paid to watch something entertaining and good.
No, apparently everybody's on the payroll.
Except we're not. Except the fans pay to get there. You guys get paid to be there. There's the difference.
Part of the cast in the play, I guess. We vanquish the opposing team together. Get the hell out of here. How naive are you? Guys like Robert Saleh, guys like Nick Sirianni. You know what? I just don't think you're made to be a head coach, especially not in a big market like that. Sorry.
Especially Sirianni, man, where he then brings his 3 kids, or at least 3 of his kids. I don't know how many kids he has, but 3 kids, all who appear to be under the age of 10. They didn't appear to be like, these are not teenagers. These are like younger children sitting at the press conference looking bored as anybody would if your dad was bringing you to work, even if your job is NFL head coach. He brings them up on the podium and then said, what? I love my family. What do you mean? What am I doing? You're bringing them up there to be human shields so that people don't ask you the tough questions that you know they're going to ask you.
Gaslighter.
What a loser. If I was in that press conference, I would have said, hey, kids, you ever talk to Dad about Santa Claus? Got any questions about that? I'm here to answer them if you want. I'd love to talk to you about that. And then see what the kids say. And then see what Nick Sirianni says.
These guys are all big on responsibility and do your part and finish your work.
Yes.
That's part of your work day.
Oh, yeah.
That's part of your work day. You're in the stadium. You sit down. You talk to the media. But you can't even do that. You have to use your kids as shields. Now, as we talk about that, Ryan Day meets with the media on Tuesdays. However, he will not be meeting with the media tomorrow. Now, maybe you're saying, well, it's bye week. He doesn't meet with the media on bye weeks. Well, he did the first bye week.
Yeah,
when he was also running around doing things. Remember, that wasn't just a bye week. That was a get better week.
That's right. Get better week. That's right.
He was meeting with the media. He was doing what he needed to do. He was bebopping and scatting. But tomorrow he's unavailable because he's going to be out recruiting and doing things like that. Or you don't want to talk to the media. Could be that too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Even if he's saying, what? No, I genuinely am going to be out recruiting. How dare you insinuate that? This is the type of week where you don't get to go, oh, I have other duties I have to do. You don't get to do that on a week where you lose a game. That's the week I would think if you are Mr. Responsibility, Mr. do your job, Mr. We all have to be accountable, then you show up for your scheduled thing you're paid to do, by the way. He gets, what is it in his contract? Something in the north of six figures that he gets to appear on his weekly radio show and his weekly press conference, and all that stuff is part of his extra money that he gets. He should be wanting to do that to show, yeah, if I'm going to tell my players they have to own up and be accountable, I'm certainly going to be accountable to the media here in Columbus, Ohio, and I'm going to answer the questions that are coming from not just the media, but their fans. The fans are all asking these questions. The media guys here, guys and gals, they ask those questions in polite ways to Ryan Day, and he has a chance to respond. That's the job you signed up for. That's why you get paid $10 million a year.
Good news. Your head guy, Kevin Stefanski, came out today and said the decision to play Deshaun Watson is his and his alone, and he will continue to play Deshaun Watson because he feels like he gives the team the best chance to win.
Great. That makes little to no sense because have you seen any of the statistical bearing on what Deshaun Watson is doing?
I don't have to see the stats.
I know.
We're watching these games.
No,
I know how
he's
awful
terrible.
he is.
But like from a historic perspective, Bill Barnwell from ESPN had this post. He wrote a whole column on this. It's worth a read. But he pointed out this stat, which I think is worth mentioning. Since 2007, there have been 566 guys who have played quarterback in the NFL through the first 6 weeks of a season. Okay? 566 guys have played at least 6 weeks in a row at quarterback in the NFL since 2007. Out of 566, Deshaun Watson's QBR ranks 558. Bad. His yards per dropback is 565th out of 566. And his first down rate is the worst out of 566 quarterbacks since 2007. All of them have been better at getting a first down than Deshaun Watson has been through the first 6 weeks of a season. That's how
is that bad?
Awful he has been. And again, there's a million stats like this. He is at the bottom percentage of any number you want to look at. I saw his numbers compared to Achilles Smith yesterday. Like, this is a horrible quarterback. This is not a bad quarterback. This is atrocious. This is the type of quarterbacking that would get any coach fired who dared to keep putting this guy out there.
Good news. I have a solution for you. Also, more good news.
Oh, yeah.
Mets didn't score any runs yesterday. Frankie Lindor leadoff homer today.
Love it.
Mets up on the Dodgers 1-0, top of the first.
Thank you.
I didn't do it.
No, thank you for telling me.
Oh, yes.
I was so focused on Deshaun Watson bad, I didn't look up and see Mets good.
All right, I got a plan for you. I got a plan for Deshaun Watson. An actual plan. And problemas for Jim Harbaugh. Details next. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to hit a couple minutes slowdown on eastbound 70 on the west side between Mount Street and 315. And we also have some delay if you're on eastbound 70 downtown between the 71 West Split and Livingston Avenue. And if you need to travel on eastbound 670 from Neal Avenue to I-70, expect some slower traffic. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil chanxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing. Call 1-800-COOLING.
There's a shocking new government report about the border crisis Sherrod Brown created. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, almost 500,000 convicted criminals have entered our country illegally, including nearly 30,000 found guilty of murder and sexual assault, including rape in their home countries. Now they are spread out across America because of Sherrod Brown's policies. But Sherrod Brown says,
I don't hear a lot about immigration from voters.
That's because Sherrod Brown doesn't listen to voters anymore. And while our safety is being jeopardized, Sherrod Brown is making sure illegals get taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals who get amnesty, Social Security, even COVID relief checks, all paid for by you. 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
You know that thing you've always been too scared to go for? It seems like you'll never have the guts. Then a cancer diagnosis. And doing that thing becomes way less scary. I would know. I've always wanted a black belt. And today, the only thing standing in my way is a few wooden boards. It's been a lot of hard work and 5 years since I beat cancer at Ohio Health. Bring it on. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep making plans to learn more.
Here at The Fan, we give you 14 hours of live and local programming every day. We care about you. We live and work in your community. Except Bo Bishop. He won't tell us where the hell he is. Your live and local station. Except Bo. The Fan.
Hello. I am a serious announcer hired to deliver a serious announcement. Get an Apex Pros winter tune-up for your furnace right now for only $29. Notice we are simply giving you the facts. Just $29 to make sure your furnace is ready for the upcoming Ohio winter. We know how you enjoy our usual fun and funny commercials. Hello? Beg pardon? Well, I see no reason to bring my mother into this. Good day to you, sir. Where was I? Oh, yes. A $29 tune-up will make sure your furnace runs safely and warmly all winter. That's serious. I'm serious. That's why we're not doing the usual that you've come to expect from Apex Pros. None of this or this nonsense. $29 for a furnace tune-up from Apex Pros. The pros who knows? Knows? Is that really how you say it? The pros who...
Apex Pros, the official plumber of the Columbus Blue Jackets. ApexPros.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of Bernie Moreno shredding evidence to avoid paying his employees. You see, Moreno refused to pay his employees the overtime pay they earn, so they sued him. And after a court ordered Moreno to keep the evidence of his wage theft, what did he do? That's right. He shredded it. Moreno even admitted to shredding evidence in court. He was found liable for wage theft, and a court forced him to pay over $400,000. Innocent people don't shred evidence. And now that Bernie Moreno is running for Senate, he doesn't want to talk about how he was caught ripping off his employees. And that begs the question, do you want a guy like that representing you in the Senate? Bernie Moreno, you can't trust him to be for you. The United Association of Plumbers and Pipe Fitters paid for and is responsible for the content of this ad. UA.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair and hello to thick, healthy hair with hair volume from New Nordic.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy, breezy, and chilly on this Monday. Temperatures only in the mid-50s. Overnight, we'll see a few scattered showers tapering off down to the low 40s. Back into the low to mid-50s on Tuesday with mostly cloudy skies, breezy and cool with scattered showers again in the afternoon. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Objects in radio may be dumber than they appear. This is Man and Bone.
You know, the numbers don't lie. When your team loses a big game, like a certain team lost on Saturday night, the stats, the occurrences of erectile dysfunction, off the charts.
Is that right?
It just doesn't move anymore.
I didn't know that was how that worked.
If you're suffering from post-Buckeye hangover ED,
okay,
I want you to call my friends at Tri-State Men's Health. Schedule a consult with Tri-State Men's Health today. Your initial visit, just $99, includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider, a TNPSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if the test dose doesn't work while you're in the office, your visit is free. Call them today, 800-900-9654, or visit TriStateMen'sHealth.com. And actually, the erections are so powerful, it gives you the ability to go back in time and change the outcome of the Buckeye game. Yes.
Okay, that's a very interesting idea.
Guaranteed. Before we talk about Deshaun Watson and how he sucks and
yes,
what are you going to do with him, I do have a plan. But Jim Harbaugh, our nemesis, coaching the Chargers yesterday in Denver, had to leave the game in the first quarter because he was having problems with his heart. He has a heart flutter. This has flared up a couple times in his past. He's gotten some treatment for it. Hasn't happened in a while, though. He said 12 years was the last time this happened. He started to feel weird on Saturday night. Then during the game, he said, I got to seek out the trainers, the doctors, and tell them what's going on. He briefly left. They were able to get the heart rhythm back to normal, and then he went back out and he coached. Now, all kidding aside with this guy, he's our nemesis. He's a lunatic. He's talking about worms having machine guns, all of these things. Good on him. Kudos to him, because I know a lot of football tough guys wouldn't have said a damn word.
Absolutely.
They would have
right.
stayed on that sideline and suffered, and maybe something bad happens. He sought out the doctors and said, I'm not feeling right. I need to get this taken care of before I can coach this game. That's exactly what he should be doing, and I'm glad that he's feeling better today.
Yeah, I am too. They said that the heart arrhythmia or the flutter or whatever causes his heart, I don't know for how long, to get to between 250 and 350 beats per minute.
Oh, yeah, it goes crazy.
Even if that's just for a few seconds, that's insanity.
And it's got to be psychologically terrifying.
Of course. I'm sure it feels like your heart's racing. You don't know what's going on. And now he knows his medical history, obviously, so I'm sure he had some awareness of it. He went right over to the medical tent, and then they had to leave the game. I saw that because that game happened later, and John Harbaugh was on the podium in Baltimore, and they actually came in and stopped his press conference and said, hey, we need to stop this. John, you need to come over here. Your brother's having a medical issue. We want to talk to you. And they got him off of the press conference thing to go talk about that and find out everything was okay, I guess. I don't know if he came back and did the press conference. But, yeah, scary thing. Even though he's not our guy, we don't want to see something like that happen.
All right, Deshaun Watson. He's awful.
Bad.
He's historically bad. What was the stat that you just told me?
Dude, all right. This is from Austin Gale, who tweeted this out. Bottom 8 drop back success rates in week 1 through 6. I gave you previously weeks 1 through 6 quarterbacks. There's 566 of them that have played since 2007 during that time span. This is going all the way back to 2000. Okay? So the whole 24 years since we've started the new millennium, there have been 741 people who have played the first 6 weeks of the season at quarterback, okay? Deshaun Watson, his drop-back success rate, meaning completions on times where he drops back to pass, he's at 33%. Here are the names. There are only 7 guys with a worse
I'm excited to hear these names.
Here you go.
I'm excited.
734, Deshaun Watson. 735, David Carr, also 33%. Mark Bulger, Josh Rosen,
your guy,
Achilles Smith, Jay Fiedler, Blaine Gabbert, and at 741 with 29% success rate. Remember, Deshaun Watson, 33%. No, you'll know this one in a second. Biggest bust of all time. One of. Jamarcus Russell, 29%.
That's some good company.
I'm saying you are in DeMarcus Russell, David Carr, not Derek Carr, Josh Rosen, Achilles Smith. That's the territory Deshaun Watson's in. He is still owed $93 million guaranteed.
All right, here's what you do. You can't cut him because that would just devastate you from a cap perspective. You can't cut him the way this contract is. I've heard some people say, just do it. You can't do it.
It doesn't save you any. You might as well keep him on the roster.
Right, you can't do it. Here's what you do. First of all, if I'm the Haslams, I fire everybody.
Yes.
Everybody's fired.
Everybody who helped you make this decision with
Everybody.
Andrew Berry,
I don't care if you just gave Andrew Berry and Stefanski an extension during the offseason. You're stupid. You didn't have to do that. You fire everybody. This is the biggest disaster of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And if the reports are to believe that Berry had to sell the Haslams on this, as much as I would love to think that the Haslams are meddling in everything, you know, there's a report out there that says Andrew Berry and who is it, baseball guy?
Paul DePodesta.
Paul DePodesta had to sell the Haslams on Deshaun Watson. All right. You have to fire everybody. You hire then a football team president who is in charge of all football operations. And you and your meddling son-in-law, J.W. Marriott McGee, you all go away and you don't do anything. You hire the people who do the job for you, and then you don't meddle, you don't say a damn word. All right? And here's what you do to Deshaun Watson. Whoever the new guy is, you say, hey, Deshaun, we're going to keep you on the team. We're not going to cut you. We're not going to trade you. We wish we could. No one will take your contract. If you'd like to renegotiate your contract where it's friendly for us to trade you for a bag of balls, trust me, we will. Your agents will be in touch with us, yes?
Yes.
If the answer is no, I want all my money, that's fine. But you're our third string quarterback.
Yeah.
We're going to keep you on this roster. You're going to be here. We expect you to be at practice every single day. If not, you will be fined accordingly. You're going to be our third string quarterback. You will be used only in emergency situations.
Yeah. Makes total sense to me. Dude, I just told you the guys that are worse than him, none of those guys are available to you. They're all out of the league. That means anyone who's currently in the league is not on that list. They're better options than him. Like, I don't. Jameis Winston is a better option than Deshaun Watson. Doesn't mean he's going to win you football games or do anything like that. But football is supposed to be about competition. It's supposed to be about getting the job done. They need to say to Deshaun Watson, you're not getting the job done. We have given you ample time to figure it out. We cannot sit around for another year while we just let this thing die and let your contract continue to just keep us from ever trying anything else at quarterback. You haven't shown us you're good enough. You haven't shown us you're good enough to play backup. The other guys have better QBRs than you. Everybody else has better numbers that project more than you do. So you're inactive. You're a third string guy. You can keep collecting your paychecks if you want to. Meanwhile, we're going to go out and try to piece together a season with backups and see how that looked. Hey, last year didn't work too bad, did it? They got to the playoffs with a backup quarterback who was leagues better than you just jumping off his couch. Maybe there's someone else sitting on a couch right now who might be good enough that you could actually do something with them.
Flacco, my Cracko.
No, you're 100% right on that. That's the best strategy I've heard so far.
Well, because then if he gets frustrated and doesn't show up, then you win.
Great.
Right? If he's so desperate because he's saying to himself, well, I just spent 2 years on the sidelines. I can't sit out another 2 years.
Oh, no, it would effectively end his career if he just sits here for the rest of his contract.
I got to get someplace else and play, so I'll do anything I can to get out of this contract so I can play.
You're obligated to pay him. You are not obligated to play him.
No, exactly.
There's
right.
no rule saying you have to play him with this gigantic contract.
If you're going to eat the money, either way, whether you cut him or he's on your roster, what's the difference?
Yeah. And if anybody at the Players Association says, well, why don't you cut him and let him have a chance? Be like, well, no, because we're paying him all this money. That's why we can't cut him.
We're living up to the terms of his contract.
We would love to have him show us that he's worth this deal. We're going to give him every opportunity to do that in practice, but he's not going to show us on the field anymore because we've already seen that.
A group of people are very excited that Oregon beat the Buckeyes on Saturday, and it's not Oregon fans or Michigan fans for that matter. I'll tell you who coming up next. Colin Mann and T-Bone on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're looking at slower traffic if you're on southbound 71 on the north side between 670 and I-70. And things are also moving slowly on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by Robert Half. 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals utilize their award-winning AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, they know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is brought to you by Monogram Homes. Start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit Monogram Homes online at monogramhomes.net.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
Direct auto insurance is for uncompromisers. Like Matt. When his old car insurance got so expensive, do you think he walked until his sneakers wore out? No, because he found savings with Direct Auto so he could drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25% on state minimum coverage, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com or a store near you. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
Just got a free coffee with my Earnify points.
Your what?
The points I get with the new Earnify app from BP and Amoco. I got 250 for signing up and more every time I fill up or buy anything in the C-store.
Oh, can you use points for fuel?
Of course.
And discounts and deals?
On anything.
Oh, like chips?
Mm-hmm.
Sodas?
You got it.
The actual slushy machine.
Only what's actually for sale. But you do get double the points for the first 90 days. Just go to earnifyrewards.com to download the app.
Available at participating locations only. App content is subject to change.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Wednesday night at 8.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited truck month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
At Take 5, we're faster than you think. That means we'll change your oil and have you back on the road faster than it takes for your half-calf heavy cream mocha latte to get cold. Just sit back and relax while our fast, friendly team does all the work. Take 5, the stay-in-your-car 10-minute oil change. Appointments now available at participating locations.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Quality, transparency, integrity, craftsmanship, and consistency. Those are the words that seem lost by many in the construction industry, but not on Newman Roofing. Because when your name is on it, it just means more. NewmanRoofing.com.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Highly medicated, barely educated. This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Bone and I do all our banging at Hollywood Casino Columbus and the ESPN Bet Sportsbook. It's where all the action is. 2 huge walls of television, food, drink, and sometimes Bone and I show up and broadcast the show.
We were there just last Friday. We'll be there again soon. We're excited to go out there and see you, but even if we're not there, you should be. Hollywood Casino, ESPN Bet Sportsbook. It is delightful.
That's their slogan.
It's delightful.
It's delightful. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Buckeyes lose to Oregon, 32-31. Press release today from NBC. Of course, the game was on NBC. Average audience of 10.2 million viewers across NBC, Peacock, and NBC Sports Digital. It peaked at 13.4 million viewers in the game's final minutes between 10:45 and 11 p.m. That was the most watched primetime regular season matchup between Big Ten teams since October 25th, 2008, when the Buckeyes played Penn State, and they averaged 10.4 million viewers on ABC.
All right.
So there you go. Prime time. Follow me here. Not Big Ten matchup, because there's been nooners that have had better ratings than that.
Okay.
Ohio State-Michigan game draws better ratings than that. But two Big Ten teams playing each other, and yes, we have to remind ourselves that Oregon is a Big Ten team, in prime time, this is the best since 2008.
That's, you know what, I'll take it. I mean,
who cares?
Well, no, I'll take it from the standpoint that the Buckeyes obviously draw a number, but I'd much rather have a win and have fewer people watching.
Here's the local numbers. Here in Colombo, it got a 27 share.
Wow.
Cleveland, 20.1. Portland, 12.4. Cincinnati, 10.1. Detroit, 9.3. Indy, 7.6. Pittsburgh, 6.9. Austin, Texas, 5.8. Milwaukee, 5.7. West Palm Beach, 5.6. Those are your top 10 local markets.
Trying to figure out what the Milwaukee connection is. Is that just a bunch of Big Ten fans up there in Milwaukee? Milwaukee?
Well, I mean, they're home. They're drunk.
Yeah, sure. It's a good game. You're right. Yeah.
Was Wisconsin on a bye?
You know what? I don't remember.
I think they were.
Okay. Maybe that's
no,
it.
they smoked Rutgers 42-7 or something like that.
No.
But yeah.
Sorry for not knowing that.
As Schlegel would say, they smoked Rutgers with their hands. That's what they did.
No, they stroked them with their hands.
Stroked them with their hands.
Stroked them with their hands.
My bad.
More NFL things. Ravens took care of the Commanders. That was a good game.
I was going to say, a nice game there, and I would think if you're a Commanders fan, you're not like, you're bummed you lost, but there are clearly signs that this team is on the upswing, and you are hanging with some of the best teams in the league.
That's right. Now, if you lose the next 7 of those, like Ryan Day does,
well, yes,
then we have a concerning trend, and then you should be upset about things. But it was a winnable game. You played well.
And in the fourth quarter, you tried to make a little comeback there, make it happen. So, all right. I mean, again, it's not where you want to be, but on the pathway.
Justin Fields did Justin Fields things as the Steelers beat the Raiders. So, I mean, look, he made plays with his legs. Defense was good. You're going to win most of the time against Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah, the Raiders bad, but that's a game you have to win if you're the Steelers and you think you're, a good enough team. You got to go out there. You can't lose to that team.
Now, Teddy's not here today. He's taking the day off. But the Boatman is here, and one thing that they do share is their love for the Dallas Cowboy.
Oh, I don't love the team. I just root for them.
Well,
let me make it clear.
I understand.
I hate the Cowboys with every fiber of my
I understand. You know what? That makes you a true fan.
That's a real Cowboys fan right there.
I hate that team so much. They are so terrible.
So they lose to the Lions 47-9. Jerry Jones after the game says, I'm not even considering making a coaching change. Bodie, how does 47-9 ever happen with this Cowboy roster, especially at home like that?
Yeah, they're so beat up on defense, but they're also not good in the first place. So it's just, some of the guys out there, I would consider myself a pretty big fan of the team, following pretty closely. And it's just some of the guys out there on the defensive line are just like, I don't even know them. You're calling up practice squad guys or whatever. And I also think Detroit was still, I don't really understand why the whole, what was that, a Sunday night game or Monday night game last year where, remember, they went for 2 and Dan Skipper was ineligible. Do you guys remember what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah, apparently, it seems to still be a big story. I don't really know why it is because it didn't affect anything after that. Dallas did what they always do. They lost in the first round of the playoffs, and Detroit won a couple playoff games. But I will say, for Detroit's sake, they still seem pretty pissed off about it because they were running plays that you normally run on Madden or EA Sports college
I'm watching
football,
in the fourth quarter,
throwing to offensive linemen and whatnot.
They're still
and they
going,
were running up the score. But hey, good for them, man.
All right.
Let's look at that. Happy camp. This is football, man. You can kill a team, go kill them.
That Cowboys team has 3 wins, 3 losses. The 3 wins are smoking the Browns to start the season, barely hanging on to beat the Giants on the road, both those on the road, and then that weird Steelers game on the road.
Undefeated on the road, baby.
Their losses are at home.
Stay there.
They can't win at home. But
Their losses are at home, and they lost a close one to the Ravens. They got smoked by the Saints, which makes, again, less and less sense by the week.
You want to talk about a team that also got smoked yesterday?
Yeah,
New Orleans
right.
Gave up like 60 points.
And then this game, like apparently whenever Jerry Jones is in his home like suite, that's when the Cowboys like, you know what we should do? Not win this game.
And it was his birthday yesterday, so happy birthday, Jerry.
Happy birthday,
Great
Jerry.
present.
1 year closer to
continuing
Flacco,
to
my Cracko.
continuing to run the Cowboys.
It doesn't matter.
Right, Bo?
Stephen Jones sucks too. So
That's
who
right. There you
cares?
go.
Hey, Bears beat the Jags in London.
Oh yeah, they did.
Tell you
Hey,
what,
that
buddy,
was a nice little win
That's
there.
a combination of two things right there. That's the Jags being completely rudderless.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And that's the Bears finding the next Hall of Famer, Caleb Williams.
Oh, hey, man.
My guy.
He's looking better, right? Making some plays out there.
He made some good plays yesterday.
They're 4-2.
Yes.
Got to have some hope there. This is
4-2.
good. Yeah.
And you know what? Kudos to the Bear fans in London, too. They showed up.
They did.
I don't know if that's just the Bears fans who live there, where everybody said, I got to get the hell out of this city, and they took a trip to London. But that was like a home game for the Bears.
Maybe. But you know what? A nice win for them. And yes, the Jags are awful, but this is the type of game. It shouldn't have been close, and it wasn't. Bears put them away and did what they had to do. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Mets up 6-0 on the Dodgers.
Why
Second
don't you
inning.
show all those stupid celebrities? Oh, they're not there because this is an afternoon game. They've all got two. They're probably getting a
I'm
facial.
sure they're there.
No, they're not there.
Mary Hart, check her pulse behind home plate.
OMG, the Mets are up 6-0. I love it.
You know who used to sit behind home plate? He's no longer with us.
Oh?
Larry King.
Oh, Larry King, of course. I did see. Maybe Pat Sajak took his seats because he was sitting there pretty close to home plate, it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Pat's a big Dodgers fan now. He's got a lot of time on his hands because he's done with Wheel.
Larry, what do you have to say about it?
Jeff was a wild guy in those days. Carried him home 3-4 in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
Can you
Larry
mention
King and
Larry
Jeff
King
Rimmer.
and Jeff Rimmer hanging out together?
Oh, we've imagined it many a time on this show.
Also, remember this. Rimmer was fat when they hung out. He was.
Yes, but what I laugh about is how Rimmer now is just like, I got to tell you, this guy, body's not so good. Like he
knows
loves
from
to give
experience.
it. He loves to give it to people who are fat now, even though he at one time was fat and should know, yes, that can be a tough thing to overcome. He did, so now everybody else should too.
I did it at the jail yesterday.
I don't even know what that's in context of, but I love it.
I did it at the jail yesterday.
I bet you did.
We never take things out of context. That was 100% in context. What's next? What do you want to do? More sad Buckeyes
Yeah,
stuff?
we can talk more sad Buckeyes.
All right, more
we got
sad
NFL
Buckeyes.
stuff, whatever you want.
More sad Buckeyes. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to find traffic is moving slow if you need to use eastbound 33 from Ebright Road to Refugee Road. And we also have some slower traffic on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. And things are a little slow on northbound 71 on the south side between Green Lawn Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Dormar, your kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
If your air conditioning or furnace stops working in the middle of the night, on a weekend, or over a holiday, there's no reason to wait to get it fixed. For 100 years, Atlas Butler has been here for your family. We're always open, we work on all furnace and air conditioner brands, and it's easy and convenient to request service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change will help ease your oil change-anxiety. Picture an oil change that's quick, not rushed. When you hear the bell, feel yourself becoming light as a feather. Now, let go of your oil change-anxiety. Visit Valvoline Instant Oil Change today. No automotive worry, no appointment needed.
We
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they battle the Bengals.
Live coverage starts Sunday at 11 with the Kick It One.
Your Central Ohio home for Browns football. The Fan.
In his campaign ads, Sherrod Brown thinks everything's pretty funny. But it's not when you look at his voting record. Brown voted to allow transgender biological males to compete in girls' sports. Unfair and dangerous. Brown introduced a bill letting transgender biological men into girls' locker rooms and girls' bathrooms. That's just not right. And Brown supported allowing puberty blockers and sex change surgery for children. Migrants are flooding into Ohio, but Brown voted for government handouts to illegal immigrants and voted 10 times to protect sanctuary cities that release dangerous illegal immigrant criminals onto Ohio's streets. Sorry, Sherrod, your seriously bad votes are no joke. And Ohio doesn't think it's funny. Sherrod Brown has let us down. He's way too liberal for Ohio. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. www.senateleadershipfund.org.
QC Kinetics not only has the latest non-invasive treatments for joint pain relief, but they also have one of the most respected names in sports medicine, serving as their medical director. That's Dr. Ray Tesner.
As the founder of Sports Medicine Grant and a classically trained orthopedic surgeon, it's exciting to be involved with the latest advances in regenerative medicine and QC Kinetics.
Well, QC Kinetics is making a huge difference in the quality of my life and others as well.
As folks already know, Bobby Carpenter and Sat Sullinger are sports legends in Columbus. QC Kinetics has already made a big difference in their lives, and also for Bobby's father, Rob Carpenter, a 10-year NFL veteran.
And the QC Kinetics team are seasoned medical professionals.
One of the cool things about being the medical director of QC Kinetics is the privilege I have of working with our staff, who have 15 years of experience in regenerative medicine.
You could be next. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus and call QC Kinetics today for your complete complimentary consultation, 380-208-4544.
This is a friendly reminder that hockey is back, and it's awesome. Ice hockey? You're listening to Blue Jackets Week, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination. The kings of local social media.
Twitters and twatters.
This is Common Man and T-Bone.
Hey, good news. Fish just handed me the plug sheet for tomorrow.
Yeah. Plug away, baby.
So tomorrow on Morning Juice, 6:33 in the a.m., Rise and Grind with Anthony Schlegel.
Oh, yeah.
My guy.
I can't wait to hear what he has to say.
12 to 3, Rothman and Ice. Tyvis Powell will be on at 1:33. And then tomorrow on this show, little thing called You'll See. Got something big planned, though.
Little thing called... we'll do rapid fire. We'll have the game show.
We will spread Mike's hot honey on Bodie's naked body and bring in fire ants to chew him up.
Why will we do that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I want to channel my inner Opie and Anthony today.
Okay.
That's something they would do, isn't it?
I think that sounds like a Stern thing that he would do, too. Yeah, definitely something.
Well, you have to throw a lesbian in.
That's right. There would have to... Well,
lesbians will... spread the hot honey on Bodie's body.
And someone with a physical deformity would also have to be here in the studio that we would bring in to then make fun of in a totally classy way.
Right.
Like Howard Stern used to do.
We always do stupid things.
Yeah. Howard Stern also now, I heard he does not know what Chipotle is.
No. He's one of us, though.
I also heard that he is not very familiar with Formula One. He had a presidential candidate, you may have heard, Kamala Harris, was on Howard Stern's show. She is apparently a Formula One fan. And when he asked her about it, it was like him asking about what is Mars like? Like he had no concept of Formula One as an entertaining product. He didn't know. I was stunned that he's like at least not aware that people who listen to him like Formula One.
Who does Kamala Harris like in Formula One?
She said Lewis Hamilton was her guy.
Okay.
Yeah. She also, and this is how I actually believe that she does watch Formula One, because he even said, is this a political thing? Or are you just trying to like get the F1 vote? Which
the F1 vote?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
The greasy European vote that doesn't matter.
Right. So then he asked her, like, do you watch, is this just a political thing? She goes, well, actually, I haven't watched it a lot lately because we're out campaigning and the times are always different. Now, that's an F1 fan, because any true F1 fan knows, yes, 1 week it's at midnight, the next week it's at 10 a.m., the next week it's at 3 p.m., and then it's 7 a.m.
That's right.
It wrecks your schedule.
As long as she didn't say Max Verstappen.
She did not.
All right.
No one would.
No, people do. Trust me.
I know.
Buckeyes lose to Oregon 32-31. I was looking at some of the team stats for this game. Buckeyes 4 of 12 on third down. They went for it on fourth down twice. They got it twice. 467 total yards. That was less than Oregon's 496, despite the Buckeyes having about 9 minutes of possession longer. What else? 6 minutes. I'm sorry. I can't do math.
It's all right.
326 passing yards for the Buckeyes, 141 rushing yards, 8 penalties for 70 yards. But, of course, that's all the crooked referees that don't want the Buckeyes to win.
Other than the referees who gave the Buckeyes a first down reception when it should have been an interception on the first drive that led to a touchdown.
It is not becoming. I will be the first one to sit here and talk about bad officiating, all right? And we get it all the time. College, pros, whatever. And pick your sport. But I refuse to believe, because I have common sense, that anything is fixed or that teams are getting screwed by... You're getting screwed by incompetence. You're not getting screwed by some grand poobah sitting and petting a white cat saying, I will show you. For example, I'm sure everybody in the Major League Baseball office wants the Yankees to beat the Guardians.
They do.
In the ALCS.
Guaranteed.
And you know what? If they do, it's not because it was all rigged against you. Even if there were bad calls involved. Because you know what? You know who doesn't care? The umpires don't care.
No.
As a matter of fact, they would do the opposite just to spite Major League Baseball.
Yeah, it's one thing where maybe your league's officials don't have a union of their own. But in this case, in Major League Baseball, they do. And the officials in that league definitely do not like the people who run the league. They hate them.
No. And my point is, I've heard certain Buckeye fans say, oh, the officiating's brutal. Clearly they wanted Oregon to win that game on Saturday night. Well, then I guess Ryan Day's in on it too. Right? Because he coached like he wanted Oregon to win that game on Saturday night. This is ridiculous. That's like Michael Jordan complaining about not getting the foul calls he needs to when he drives the paint. If anything's going to happen, you're going to get the calls.
Yeah.
Just because you are Ohio State.
To be clear, though, you're not saying that referees don't make horrible calls against Ohio State. It's that
I'm not saying
they're
that.
doing it because they're incompetent. They're not. It's not because they have some grand
There are
thing
bad
where they
calls.
are trying to get Ohio State. Yeah, if Ohio State is not a team that they want in these big games, look at the ratings. We just told you about the ratings for this game were the highest they've ever had for a Big Ten game in primetime since 2008. Okay, so that amount of time can now drive. That's how long that's been. They would love to have Ohio State in every meaningful game they can, because every TV network, every partner for all of this, they make tons of money when Ohio State's on, even more so than just your average two teams, your average good two teams. Ohio State draws numbers like no one else in college football. So if there was a fix-in, it's to get Ohio State in more of these games and to win these games. Of course they would want that. So I don't know what the argument is there, that they want the Buckeyes to lose somehow. So eventually, like when they lose in the playoffs, if that happens, then they don't get as many Ohio State games, which means they don't get as much revenue.
One other thing that we haven't talked about, because we've just been, obsessed with the actual outcome of the game and the fact that the Buckeyes lost. Trayshawn Holden spitting in someone's face.
Yeah.
What the hell are we doing? Look, we got rules against if you're targeting in the second half of a game, then you have to sit out the next game. How about a rule that if you spit in someone's face, that also makes you ineligible, whether you spit in the first half or the second half, you can't play the next week. What the hell are we doing spitting in someone's face?
I mean, that's pretty bizarre. I haven't seen that. I know that it's happened in sports, but
so
that's
blatant, right in front of the official. Like
that's pretty rare, and also pretty stupid to get to do it is just gross, but then to get caught doing it in front of the official, you're an idiot. And yeah, I'm with you. That should be up there with any of the penalties we have to get you out for the next game. If you're doing something like targeting or whatever, then tack this one on with that punishment because that's egregious.
I heard Tyvus say today he would have gotten ejected because they would have been fighting.
Oh, that would have been if someone spit in his face?
Yeah, he said that would have been that. I'm gone because I would not be able to stop fighting the dude.
Which Ohio State player did get spat on?
It was Davison Igbinosun.
That's
right.
If
If you remember, he actually was celebrating it after, and the ref was kind of like, stop it, buddy, stop. Like, he's ejected.
Yeah.
We've ejected him.
Stop celebrating the spitting.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Igbinosun actually, good for him for not just kicking the dude's ass right there.
Right. He was celebrating it. Like, I got him to spit in my face.
Good.
Hey, man.
We need some instigators like that.
Right.
Preseason basketball AP polls out. Did the Buckeyes crack it? I'll tell you. Coming up next, Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You should watch out for an accident that's blocking the right lane and causing some holdup if you're on eastbound 670 at 4th Street. And traffic is a little slow on eastbound 70 downtown between the 71 West Split and Livingston Avenue. This report is sponsored by Direct Auto. Direct Auto insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote at directauto.com. Savings based on discounts can vary. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Earn a $300 cash bonus when you open a new free checking account. Visit bmifcu.org/free for more details.
Men, if erectile dysfunction is affecting you, getting treated could have a dramatic impact on your relationship and your outlook on life. But it's also important where you get treated because your health matters. And working with an organization that practices excellent medicine and has significant expertise in men's sexual health can often result in a far better outcome. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're seeking a quality provider to treat your ED or are just not satisfied with your current situation, call us. We'll show you a true 5-star experience and work with you to find the right treatment for your specific medical situation. At Tri-State Men's Health, we truly are experts in men's sexual health. But it's more than that. Unlike the online pill pushers or so-called men's clinics that only offer one or a few treatment options, we offer the full spectrum of ED protocols. We can even use combinative therapies for better results. At Tri-State Men's Health, your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
This is Bob Capace, owner of Worthington Jewelers. Our fall bridal buy one, get one half off sale is ending this weekend. Select the perfect ring from thousands of styles or create a one-of-a-kind ring of your dreams. Worthington Jewelers, where Columbus gets engaged.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed mold, mildew, bowing walls, or water in your basement? I hope not, but if you have, your basement is losing the war against groundwater. That's where Ohio Basement Authority comes in, a groundworks company. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your basement and stabilize your walls. Schedule your free inspection at ohiobasementauthority.com/row.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Create a safe sleep environment for your baby by using the ABCs of safe sleep. Babies are safest alone on their backs in an empty crib. Always Always place your baby on his or her back while sleeping, and be sure to use a firm sleep surface. Remember, room sharing without bed sharing is safest. For more information, visit childrenandyouth.ohio.gov/infant-safe-sleep.
There's a shocking new government report about the border crisis Sherrod Brown created. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, almost 500,000 convicted criminals have entered our country illegally, including nearly 30,000 found guilty of murder and sexual assault, including rape in their home countries. Now they are spread out across America because of Sherrod Brown's policies. But Sherrod Brown says,
I don't hear a lot about immigration from voters.
That's because Sherrod Brown doesn't listen to voters anymore. And while our safety is being jeopardized, Sherrod Brown is making sure illegals get taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals who get amnesty, Social Security, even COVID relief checks, all paid for by you. 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Gambling too much? I'm Abdullah Mahmood, problem gambling counselor at Mary Haven, where we offer in-person, virtual, and group options. We're here for you no matter what, and that's a bet you can actually count on this football season. Go to maryhaven.com today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan.
Good afternoon. I'm Paul Keels. Game 2 of the National League Championship Series. In the third inning, the New York Mets lead the LA Dodgers 6-0. Francisco Lindor led off the game with a homer, and Mark Vientos belted a grand slam. Tonight, it's Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. Cleveland Guardians in New York to take on the Yankees. Alex Cobb to pitch for the Guardians, and Carlos Rodon will be on the hill for New York. NFL tonight, it's the New York Jets hosting the Buffalo Bills. You can catch that game tonight right here on The Fan. Ohio State announcing today, confirming that their kickoff time for their next game, October 26th at home with Nebraska, will be a 12 noon start. AP preseason college basketball poll out today. Kansas #1, followed by Alabama, UConn, Houston, and Iowa State. Rest of the top 10, Gonzaga, Duke, Baylor, North Carolina, and Arizona. Breaking sports news when it happens on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Fired up? Is it Monday? It must be Reaction Monday.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Some fans drink the Kool-Aid. These guys drink the bleach. This is Man and Bone.
Stop serving us the bleach, and we'll stop drinking it. You present it to me in a punch bowl every single time the Buckeyes play someone with a pulse.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, man. It is frustrating to be that team now where we say, oh, is this the top 5 team, top 10 team? Well, I got my doubts. This is going to be a problem. That's where we're at with Ryan Day.
We're the excuse makers now. That's where we are for a lot of this fan base. Not all of them. There are some people that still have standards and realize what the expectations were. But we're the excuse team now. It's like, hey, it's all right. It's not the end of the world. We're still going to make the playoffs. No big deal. And then what? You play a good team and lose to them.
Yeah, man. It's pathetic. It's pathetic that that's where we are, given that you have, I mean, we were trying to do this math earlier in the show. $20 million invested in the roster for Ohio State with NIL.
You undersold it, too.
$10 million for Ryan Day. We know that. So there's 30. And let's say, I mean, your defensive coordinators are each making a couple mil. You probably got another couple position coaches each near or at a mil. So there's at least another $5-6 million right there.
What's the price for like the holograms they put into the wood too?
I mean, then there's all that stuff of what they spend on all the player experience. But let's leave that out for a second. Just the rest of the support staff is probably another few $1 million. You're approaching $40 million for this team and its coaching staff and all the support staff. And this is what you get: is you go on the road and you lose to Oregon. Again, isolated by itself. Well, they lost by a point on the road in a tough college football game. What are you going to do? It's about the fact that this is a trend where when Ohio State under Ryan Day plays competition that is near or at a similar level of personnel as Ohio State, you can't win these games. Other than beating Clemson that one time, which we all heard about, Yeah, and then you got smoked by Alabama the week later. Great. That's your thing we're hanging the hat on. Other than that, you play teams with equal talent, you lose. If it's Ryan Day's Ohio State Buckeyes.
All right, basketball. Basketball is starting up. AP Top 25, preseason AP Top 25 out today. Did the Buckeyes crack? Did they crack the top 25? The answer is no. They did, however, receive votes.
Hey, that's good.
So good for them. The pollsters, and I'm not even saying that they're wrong, but they're very unsure of what to make of Big Ten teams. Here's your top 10. Kansas 1, Alabama 2, UConn 3, Houston 4, Iowa State 5, Gonzaga 6, Duke 7, Baylor 8, North Carolina 9, Arizona 10. It is not until we get to Purdue at number 14 that we get our first Big Ten team in this poll.
That's interesting. Who did you say was the top 5 again?
Kansas, Alabama, UConn, Houston, Iowa State.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and I got to remember that like USC, UCLA, these are all teams
I know, but they're not there.
I know. I'm just saying Purdue, Oregon, Washington, all that.
Purdue's at 14. Indiana is at 17. UCLA's 22. And Rutger is 25. There's your Big Ten representatives.
All right. So a lot to prove there.
Well, you know what that tells me?
It's not as daunting of a task to win the Big Ten.
Conference is there for the taking. I don't know if the Buckeyes are good enough to take it. That's another discussion. But
I'm definitely not in that camp yet. I'm not believing anything with the Ohio State basketball team. I'm optimistic that a new coach gives you a new set of eyes, new opportunities for players that maybe previously hadn't really gotten the look they thought they should have under the Holt man. That's all well and good. I'm excited to see what we can do in the new Diebler era. But I'm not just going to say, oh, yeah, it's definitely going to be fixed yet. It's an open-ended question. It's better than with the Holt man, where it was no doubt that you're just going to lose a bunch of games in January and miss the tournament. Now I don't feel that way. I feel like there's definitely some optimism back with the program.
I don't know if they're going to be any good, but we do have some size on this team. We haven't had that in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's right. I hope that size is actually good.
Did Matt Painter find his next giant Gonzalez?
He's got dudes already. I think he's got a guy who's like 7'3".
He goes off into the wilderness and
basketball.
Yes, let me show you how. First, let's shave you down and teach you how to speak English.
Let me see the Purdue. Yes, because we have a bunch of Sasquatch. Like, that's just if you're looking for Bigfoot, start with the Purdue recruiting, like all their camps, because they just get guys who it's like never seen a basketball, but yes, we are 7'4".
All those shows on like TLC or whatever it is, Travel Channel. It's like, we found him. We found Bigfoot. Then they go to commercial. Oh, it was a leaf.
Yeah.
They're going to do that, but outside the Purdue basketball office. We found him.
Good news, Mike. They have a freshman on Purdue's basketball roster named Daniel Jacobson.
Yes.
He is a freshman from Chicago, from Brewster Academy. Actually, appears that he went to New Hampshire for Brewster Academy, whatever.
Sure he knows
He's
Ryan
from
Day?
Chicago. He is 7'4", 230 pounds.
7'4"?
7'4". They also have sophomore center Will Berg from Stockholm, Sweden.
Oh, big Swede.
He played. I love this. His high school was called, and I'm going to try to pronounce this. It's all one word. Riksbasketgymnasiet. So it's like gymnasium basket instead of basketball, and Riksbasketgymnasiet Luleå. That's where he played.
What's his measurables?
In high school? He's 7'2", 260 though. Like solid. So they got, of course, they have a couple 7-footers. It's Purdue. That's all they know how to do is get 7-footers and dudes who can kill you in crunch time. That's what they have.
Why can't look?
2 for the Buckeyes though now.
No, I know we were talking about that.
That's fine.
I don't know if they're any good, Timmy. We were talking about that, but in business, what do? Your competition does something that you wish you could do better.
Mm-hmm.
You write a bigger check.
That's exactly
right. And you
right.
say, hey, dude over there, you come over here. Who's in charge of Sasquatches at Purdue?
I don't know.
Is it Matt Painter directly, or does he have a Sasquatch guy?
Maybe.
Who can communicate with them in like click language. Find that guy and cut him a bigger check and bring him here.
Yeah. Painter started out as the Sasquatch guy, and now he probably has...
He's groomed his own Sasquatch guy?
There's a 6-figure salary there in West Lafayette that scours... not just Indiana, but planet Earth.
Oh yeah,
they're just find the next guy.
That literally, he's got some kind of Google alert system where it's like they're probably checking birth rates now, where they're like, hey, it looks like there were parents who are over 6'10", who had a child together.
I bet there's some sort of matrix. That's right.
Where they're like, all right, well, let's go ahead and check that family out, and then let's keep them on the list.
These people are pretty tall. Oh, they live next to power lines, too. We got
close to Chernobyl. But did you hear the story about Ivan Nezhgovan? The new Buckeye center.
One of our 7-footers from Croatia, I see.
Did you hear what's cool about this, Git? He had sight unseen. He had never been to America, and he comes to play for the Buckeyes. I talked to him last week. I recorded an interview I'll play on the show coming up this week.
How's the English?
Good.
Good?
Great.
Nice.
Yeah, good kid. Really like the guy from the first meet. And I think he could be a secret, I wouldn't call it weapon, but someone that could possibly give this team minutes as a true freshman, because he's one of these Euro type of guys that can really shoot the rock. And he's 7'1", and if he can move his feet and play in their defensive system, then we'll see. But hey, international guy, sort of taking a flyer on him. 7'1", 2 7'1" guys on the roster now. There had been none in the entire Holtman era.
I also like that Aaron Bradshaw, who is our other 7-footer, who's transfer, right?
Yes.
Kentucky. Yeah, 5-star high school recruit.
7'1", 215. They list him as a forward. You're,
right.
You're 7'1". I don't care. If you have a 7 in front of your height, you are a center.
Also shoots the 3.
Okay, I know, but I'm just saying you can do that, but just let's call that guy a center.
He's
He's 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
He is a center. I'm sorry. You're not going to start someone at 6'8" at center when you have a 7-footer. That guy is going to be in the center of your defense. That's part of where that term comes from, center.
Timmy, maybe it's because the football team has turned against us here, but you've wet my whistle now. I'm ready.
Oh, we're all ready for basketball
ready
season.
for Buckeye basketball. Let's go. Let's go.
You're done?
I'm not done.
Yeah.
No, but I'm coming off a loss on Saturday, a big-time loss.
Got a Penn State road game before November.
I don't want to talk to them.
I know. I'm excited for hoops, too. I can't believe they're playing a game on Friday.
They're playing a game on Friday? This Friday? Is it the exhibition game?
Yes.
Oh,
on the
we're
road at
that
Cincinnati.
Close. There we go. We're that close.
Are we broadcasting that?
Yes.
What's the time for that?
7 p.m. Friday night. You're gone, I think, on Friday, but 6 o'clock, we'll roll it right into warm-up coverage right after your show.
Right. Beautiful.
I'm going to go to the game.
You should.
It's in Cincinnati.
So what? You
Go
said
ahead.
that like
It's in
Australia.
You know what's great about
For
this?
you, it is, because I know who I'm talking to. I'm not talking to an average human who's like, oh, yeah, drive down to an hour and a half and go watch a game. That's not you, typically.
You're going to see this, and you're already seeing it all over college basketball, where the exhibition game is becoming a beefed-up game that means something. That's a fun game. And maybe the Buckeyes last year against Dayton sort of helped set the trends. Look, Kansas is playing Arkansas this year.
Yeah.
Like, these are
schools.
games that are happening now. Forget about the secret scrimmages. Why don't you open the doors to that? Sell tickets.
I've never understood
Make it a charity game.
Right.
Guys want to win that game.
Of course. That makes total sense.
We can do a little in-state tournament in the regular season when it actually matters.
I like that idea. Make that happen.
They don't want to do that.
I know they don't want to do that, and it's stupid.
Everybody needs to sack up and make it happen.
But let's
go.
play like 4 neutral site games a year.
Right. Boggles my mind.
All over the country.
All right, let's take a little nude turn. What?
A nude turn.
Nude turn coming up next. We take our clothes off, and it's time for Fat Boy Food Tap. Common Man and T-Boy. Jesus.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're looking at some residual traffic due to an earlier accident if you need to travel on eastbound 670 at 4th Street. And we also have slower traffic on northbound 71 on the north side between 670 and 11th Avenue. And things are also slow on northbound 71 on the south side between Greenlawn Avenue and I-70. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil change anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Roosters. Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. We're talking tickets, sideline passes, a trip to a postseason game, and more. Register today and every day at roosterswings.com.
A lot goes into taking care of your property. You need equipment with more reliability and versatility built in, like Kubota BX and L-Series compact tractors, rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Visit your local Kubota dealer for a demo today.
Stop by Bain Welker Equipment in Circleville for a test drive and see their full line of Kubota products. Or visit online at bain-welkerkubota.com.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
Hey guys, it's Anthony Rothman. If you're feeling at a loss for energy or just not upbeat like you used to be, it could be low testosterone. That's right, it affects our moods. Testosterone therapy, or TRT, can help you get back to your best. But guys have different T levels, so don't go for a standard dosage plan. Look for TRT with an optimized personal treatment plan, like you'll get with the experts at Low T Center. Do it now. Go to lowtcenter.com and book your appointment online. That's lowtcenter.com. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
It's Monday Night Football on The Fan. Catch the Bills and Jets from MetLife. Live coverage starts Monday night at 8.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint.
Your radio home of the NFL, The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Get Eco.
ECO. Hey, Jerry, I think I invented something. Does it solve a problem? It solves a big problem.
Get Eco.
ECO. Heating and cooling companies are telling people your furnace and AC isn't worth fixing. You need to replace it with a whole new system.
You invented a solution for that?
I invented a way to fix those systems for free.
Get Eco.
ECO.
That's a great invention. How does it work?
Step 1 is to pay Eco to fix it.
I thought you said you'd fix it for free.
Step 2 is that we give you back all the money that you paid us, up to $1,500 when you get Eco to replace it.
Get Eco.
ECO.
What if your repair keeps my system running for several more years?
That would mean you got all those extra years for free.
Paying Eco to fix your furnace is like putting money in the bank.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Get Eco.
ECO. Eco plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians.
Get Eco.com.
There's a shocking new government report about the border crisis Sherrod Brown created. According to Immigration and Customs Enforcement, almost 500,000 convicted criminals have entered our country illegally, including nearly 30,000 found guilty of murder and sexual assault, including rape in their home countries. Now they are spread out across America because of Sherrod Brown's policies. But Sherrod Brown says,
I don't hear a lot about immigration from voters.
That's because Sherrod Brown doesn't listen to voters anymore. And while our safety is being jeopardized, Sherrod Brown is making sure illegals get taxpayer-funded benefits, like health care for illegals who get amnesty, Social Security, even COVID relief checks, all paid for by you. 31 years in Washington has changed Sherrod Brown. He's not for us anymore. He's way too liberal for Ohio. American Crossroads paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AmericanCrossroads.org.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Plenty of clouds around, a breezy and a cold start to the week, along with a few scattered showers on this Monday. Temperatures in the mid-50s. Overnight, falling back down to the low 40s with partly cloudy skies and light winds by Tuesday morning. More clouds and more scattered showers Tuesday afternoon with highs only in the low to mid-50s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
ESPN Bet is the official sports book of Common Man and T-Bone. On your phone or in person at Hollywood Casino Columbus. The Fan.
Barely famous, incredibly stupid. Back to Man and Bone.
Reaction Monday. Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark coming up at 5:34. Florida quarterback Graham/Fred Mertz is out for the season with a torn ACL. If you're saying, I know that name, yes, he was Wisconsin's bad quarterback before he was Florida's bad quarterback, but they did give Tennessee a game.
They did.
Ultimately, though, they lost in overtime. We did have some gross performances this weekend. You had Alabama just squeaking by South Carolina. Georgia looked like crap against Mississippi State. Still won the game.
Yep, that's right.
And then Tennessee needed overtime to beat Florida. We did have Texas destroying Oklahoma.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. And did you see they planted the flag in midfield?
On Baker's jersey.
Baker Mayfield's jersey.
Let him live, man.
And he even said, they asked him about it yesterday, because if you missed it, Tampa had a big game. They won. He was good. And they asked him about this, and he basically said something to the effect of, like, I don't know, man, how many years has it been since I was there? Still living rent-free in their heads, I guess. It's right. I mean, it's probably been, 10 years since he's been there?
Yeah.
I mean.
Close to it.
Yeah. So, like, good response by him. But, yeah, Texas is rolling right now, and I don't blame them for feeling confident that they are officially back and that it's all good for them. We'll see if that holds up. You know, you don't win the national championship in October. Good thing. But, you know, that's right now they look like the hottest team in football.
Fat Boy Food here.
Common Man and T-Bone have very little value unless they're telling you about all the crap they can shove in your mouth so you can die quicker. It's time for Fat Boy Food Tip. Wait, how do you want me to say it? Tip. This is dumb. I quit.
A couple listeners sent this to me. There's a new feature on the Taco Bell app where you can put in how much you want to spend. I think the minimum is what, $5?
I believe you're right, yes.
But you can go 5, 15, whatever. And it will just spit out a random combination of items for you that total that amount, which I think is kind of fun. It's like the ultimate what's in the bag.
Yeah.
Except they never put a drink in there. So you're on your own for a drink. But if you're saying, hey, man, I want $10 worth of Taco Bell. I like it all. I don't care what you give me. Mix it up. The app will do that for you. It's a cool little feature.
Yeah. So if you've never used the Taco Bell app, when you open it up, you hit start your order, and then underneath, when you go to that screen, it has a little search bar, and then it has your offers. If you have like a rewards offer or something, right under that it says name your price. You click on that, and it gives you a little dial to set your price, and then from there. I like that you can actually, and I'm going to try this out tonight when I, of course, get Taco Bell, because it's probably what I was going to do. I like that you can set, like, I want this. It'll show you an item, and you can say, ooh, I want that, but I don't want the rest of this. Okay, then every order after that, if you check it and say, keep this item in it, then it'll start making orders based off of that thing being in there, and then all the other food, you just go around until you find what you want. But what a good idea. I hope more fast food places do something like that. Gets me to, and that way it takes thinking out of it, especially if you're working on a budget. I have a little Fat Boy Food tip when it comes to pizza.
Yes.
Unexpected pizza from yesterday. I had a nice experience, nice appearance that we did for NFL games. Browns, Eagles. We're watching it at the Eagles Backers Bar with the station. That Eagles Backers Bar is Donneric's Pub, 5225 North High Street in Columbus, right there kind of at the border of Clintonville and Worthington. It's getting almost to Worthington, but not quite. Anyway, they have nice. It's a nice establishment, right? I mean, it is on the higher end of what I would still consider like kind of a dive bar type place. Very nice though, like well done, clean surfaces, all that stuff. Good place to get a nice drink. They also had a food truck out front you could have had. I didn't do that. I was just there for the appearance. Had a nice beverage, but as we're sitting there, Amy, our lovely salesperson.
Did she fall down?
No.
That it was a good day for Amy.
Amy has also like Jen Winter syndrome where she does sometimes fall down. But Amy said, I'm getting pizza. Apparently their pizza's pretty good here at Donneric's. And I said, all right, let's order some. So she ordered us a sausage and pepperoni. Their sausage is sliced. It is not crumble sausage.
Yeah, you like the sliced salsicci.
But I like the very thin sliced. Like that's what I'm used to when I go back to where my dad is from in New Jersey. That is the kind of pizza I really enjoy. That gives me a taste of that region. However, this is not that thinly sliced. It's fairly thick sliced sausage, and it was delicious. Well seasoned. Like, I don't know what they put in it, but it was good. And the pepperoni was, of course, the cup and char pepperoni, which I'm a fan of. If you like sausage and pepperoni, that is the one to get, I would say there. But it's a thin crust, tavern-style cut. I am told, looking at some of the reviews on this, that it depends on when you go, how quickly you're going to get this pizza, because they're a bar first. But they do have I saw the oven back there. It's legit. It's just that they don't have like 10 of them back there making pizzas all the time.
Yeah.
So if you go in there to get a drink, it might be, 20 minutes to get your pizza. It might be a little longer. You can also, according to Yelp, you can order a pie to go. I don't know how frequently they do that. I don't know how long that is, but I would say if you're wanting to get that to go, maybe give them a call and see what the options are. But delicious pizza. If you're looking somewhere to watch a game, get a drink, and enjoy some pizza with it, that's a place I would definitely recommend. Very surprisingly good pizza there.
I'm hungry for pizza now.
I had
I'm always hungry for pizza. But
I had that with my wife this weekend. Friday night, I had Tommy's Pizza, one of my favorites here in town.
Did you get it well done?
Oh, yeah.
Good on you.
Fish has been, he came into town a couple years, or a year and a half ago, not even. Came here from Chicago by way of many other cities, Cleveland most recently. He orders from one of the legendary spots. I've had 100 pizzas from Tommy's or more. You've had tons of pizza from Tommy's. He orders it well done the first time he bought it with us, and it's the best. I'd never go back.
Oh, I love a pizza well done.
I know.
Thin, shatters in your mouth. Delicious.
So good. So I had that Friday night.
Yeah.
Saturday, my wife looks at me and she goes, well, Buckeye game's coming up. Spoiler alert, we know how that went. But then she said, I was thinking of getting pizza. I know you had it last night, though. And I'm like,
Who cares?
What are you talking
Come
about?
on.
I'm going to eat pizza again tonight.
So what'd you have?
Jets.
Completely different experience.
It's like, yes, it's like having a tortilla and focaccia bread. Like, it's yes, they technically come from a similar source, but they're very different. And so then yesterday I go to this appearance at Donner's and I have more pizza. So I got a 3-day streak going to pizza.
I think you need it today, too.
Maybe I won't go to Taco Bell. Maybe I'll just go get some more pizza tonight. Keep the streak going. I can eat pizza every day, just like you.
We've talked about this place before. My brother-in-law actually turned me on to it. It's called Carlucci's.
Yes.
On, what is it? No Bixby? Is that what it's on? No.
No, it's not on. No Bixby's down southeast side.
Not
I don't
right.
think that's right. It's
Smoky Row.
Yeah, up there, kind of near Powell, that area.
Yes. It's very good. I don't know if they're open on Monday.
No, I tried to get that on Friday. I was going to check that place out because you were telling me about it. But then it was a Friday night. They were swamped. And so I said, I'll get something later. And then I called another pizza place called Tommy's, and they had a little shorter wait, so I got theirs.
How long for the Tommy's?
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Did they know it was you?
No.
Hi, T-Bone here. How long's your wait? Radio celebrity T-Bone.
If they knew
here.
it was me, they would have been like, sorry, we're closed. Nope. Sorry about that, bud. You're just going to, nope, we're not doing that.
Jason's Beef. I'm going to ask Jason about his favorite pizza.
Oh, yeah, we should.
Jason's Beef with our guy Jayson Stark coming up next. Colin Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into a couple minutes slowdown on eastbound 161 from Hamilton Road to New Albany Road. And we also have slower traffic if you're on eastbound 70 on the west side between Mount Street and 315. This report is sponsored by Norton 360. October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. While multi-factor authentication is another step to staying cyber safe, Norton 360 offers the cyber protection you need to protect yourself from today's sophisticated threats. Get up to 58% off at norton.com/secure. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors, voted by Columbus homeowners as the leading and most trusted window brand. Find out why at PellaColumbus.com or at their brand new Polaris showroom.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
At AAA, it's our policy to look on the plus side, and AAA Plus members tend to take the same view. Take Martin. Last Monday, his coffee surprised him with an extra 10 degrees of Fahrenheit. It was just the jolt of energy he needed. Later, when he walked into a door, he was happy to provide entertainment for his coworkers.
I'm okay.
And when his car battery took early retirement, he knew expert roadside assistance was only a call away.
Hello, AAA.
Become a AAA Plus member and experience peace of mind on the plus side. Towing is subject to a 7-day waiting period. Terms and conditions apply.
Highbank Distillery is hosting Battle of the Burgers October 14th through the 19th. Visit Highbank's 3 locations, get yourself an $8 burger, upload your burger, tag Highbank on social media for a chance to win free burgers for a year. Details at highbankco.com/battle.
A single cloud can weigh 550 tons. A sports car fits inside a hippo's mouth. NJM Insurance puts policyholders first. Seems unbelievable, but it's all true and approved by legal. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com for a quote.
The Jackets open up the home schedule at Nationwide against the Stanley Cup champion Panthers. Live fan coverage starts Tuesday night at 6:30.
Sponsored by Atlas Butler Heating and Cooling.
Proud to be your home of the Blue Jackets, The Fan.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. The people who refuse to make trade-offs in life. Like Kelly, when her old car insurance got so expensive that she couldn't afford to drive anymore, do you think she started carrying her groceries for miles? No. But she did find Direct Auto's savings that allowed her to drive instead of compromise. With savings of up to 25%, you too can stop compromising and keep driving. Get a quote today at directauto.com. Savings based on applied discounts and will vary. Terms apply. How you buy can affect price. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
I'll be honest, I'm really worried about my kids and grandkids. I never thought we'd be facing a national abortion ban in this country.
That's Kim. She lives in Cincinnati and is a grandma to 6.
If something happened to my family, I'd want them to have all the help they need. But with a national ban, they'll have nowhere to turn.
Bernie Moreno supports a national abortion ban, and he has said he is 100% against abortion with no exceptions. And if Moreno's in the Senate, he could be the deciding vote to pass a national abortion ban.
Last year, we voted to protect abortion in Ohio. Now, Bernie Moreno wants to get rid of that completely. It's simple. I don't trust Bernie Moreno to do what's right for my family. He should never be Ohio's senator.
Your Community PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising, paid for by Your Community PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Learn more at yourcommunitypac.org.
If you're struggling with ED or your performance is down and your belly fat is growing, listen up. You've got one life. Now is the time to act.
At the Columbus Men's Clinic, we're not just healthcare, we're your secret weapon. Don't wait another day. Here's why you need to act right now.
Every moment you delay, your condition could worsen. It's not just about sex, it's about your heart, your relationship, your life.
The Columbus Men's Clinic has over 10 years of proven results for low testosterone and increasing drive, energy level, and performance. We've introduced ED and enhancement treatments so exclusive, you'll wonder why you waited.
Procrastination is the thief of time. When it comes to your sexual health, you can't afford to wait. Join the League of Gentlemen who've walked out of our doors with a swagger.
Call the Columbus Men's Clinic at 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. Book your $99 male performance consultation now, including blood work. Call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com. The Columbus Men's Clinic, making it happen.
Common Man and T-Bone is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
He likes baseball. He likes solar eclipses. He likes Shohei Ohtani. But he loves roast beef sandwiches. It's time for Jason's Beef with everyone's favorite baseball writer, podcaster, author, and former mustache owner, Jayson Stark.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Feeling the heat? Call the experts at Logan Services now for hot deals on Trane air conditioners.
He is the Hall of Famer. He always brings his children to his press conferences. He is Jayson Stark on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Hello, my friend.
I see what you did there. Hey, how are you, Mike?
Oh, you know what? We're talking about pizza. So before we get into the heavy stuff, let's talk about the stuff that actually matters. When the Stark family orders pizza, what's the style and what's the topping choice?
Thin crust. I would eat any pizza, but my wife is adamant about thin crust.
Now, when you say thin, are we talking crispy thin cut into squares or like a New York slice that you fold that's thin?
No, crispy, thin, cut into whatever you want to cut it into.
Okay, all right.
and generally variations of veggies.
Oh,
spinach is very popular pizza in our house. I don't know. What about you?
Don't apologize for your pizza choices.
Jason, the beauty of pizza is there are no wrong answers.
That's right.
Now, how often do you consume pizza?
Is everybody in my house dieting or not? I would consume it like 4 nights a week.
Okay, good.
Good.
But
See,
that's
one of us, Jason. I was just having this discussion with my wife about how she said, "Oh, you had pizza the other day." It's like, yeah, I'll eat it every day. What are we talking about?
Now, what are your thoughts? Because actually, Jason, you're from Philadelphia. I was actually reading something that Philadelphia, when you look at the Google searches and stuff like that, is the most pizza-obsessed city in the world. Did you hear that?
I didn't know that, but I'm not shocked by that.
What are your thoughts on the tomato pie?
The tomato pie, I believe, actually originated very near where I live in Trenton, New Jersey. And we have some amazing purveyors of tomato pie around us, and we love them. We do.
Oh, I could eat it every day, Jason.
I'm a huge fan of tomato pie. And if you're ever in Philadelphia, there's a little hole in the wall called Tacanelli's, where they only make so many pizzas a day in their brick oven. A bunch of Phillies have been known to go sneak in the back door and take home a bunch of pizzas from there. It's amazing. It's amazing, that place.
Right, when we come, can we stay at your house?
Get back to me on that. But
Jason,
sure, yeah, of course.
I have family in New Jersey, Jason, so I'm good, but Mike may need a place to stay.
Yeah,
so
I'm very clean, Jason. Just, you may have to deal with the night terrors, but I'm a clean person.
Okay, we're going to talk any baseball?
Yes, we're going to talk right now.
We'll get there.
ALCS starts up tonight. Yankees and Guardians in the Bronx. How do you see this series shaking out?
You know what really amuses me is, if you walked around the streets of New York, and I've been in New York because I'm with the Mets, and you would think that the Yankees have a longer drought of not winning the World Series than the Guardians, even though it's 15 years for the Yankees and 74 years for the Guardians.
That's like an eternity for the Yankee fan, though.
Yeah. It's rough being a Yankee fan. Oh, my God. I don't know how they get through it. So they think they're entitled to win because they're playing the American League Central. But as you know, that isn't what always happens. I actually think the Yankees are much more vulnerable than people in New York seem to think they are right now. Their bullpen didn't give up a run in the first round. That there's zero chance that will continue. I have no idea how they pulled that off. And I honestly don't trust anybody that they start beyond Garrett Cole, and even he will throw a clunker in there every once in a while. The Yankees are the favorite. I get it, but the Guardians could very easily steal this series in 6.
Well, I was going to ask you about that. Who do you think is more? Who do you think is more suited to the role they've kind of been assigned in this series? Like the Yankees, I'm quite sure historically are used to being the favorites, and I'm quite sure many of their players don't shy away from that. But this is not a group that has really gotten the job done in the same type of way, to the point we just talked about. Whereas the Guardians, I feel like their players are all used to being doubted, counted out. They're not any good. They're not going to get it done. Which one of those teams do you think thrives better in the role they've kind of been assigned for this one?
I think it's obvious it's the Guardians. It's a really tough gig to be the team that has to win the World Series, or you're all a bunch of failures. The Yankees haven't been down in a series, but when they've gotten down in these series in the past, it hasn't gone well. Am I right that they've now lost? Is it 8 consecutive trips to the Elite Championship Series? It's something along those lines. And Ron Darling was on our Starkville podcast earlier today, made a great point about Aaron Judge, how anytime the Yankees don't win, Aaron Judge stands there and says, "This is on me. You blame me. This is my fault." And Ron Darling said, "I don't think he should do that. I wish he wouldn't say that, because the more you say it, the more you think it. And the more the Yankees hear they've got to win the World Series or else, and this is the easiest path they've had to the World Series since blah, 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 there's nothing like the way the pressure gets turned up in New York. It's great to be that team nobody thinks can win. The Guardians can handle that exceptionally well. I just worry about the arms of their relievers falling off.
Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark here on The Fan. You brought up Aaron Judge, one of the most prolific hitters in the regular season the last few years. But like you pointed out, in the postseason, he has not been very good. Baseball is such a psychological game. You know, do you think that it's sort of gotten in his head now, just like it sort of did with A-Rod back when he was playing next to Jeter? Well, it doesn't really matter what you do in the regular season. If you don't do it in the postseason, you're not a real Yankee.
I don't think he has to worry about not being a real Yankee, but I do think it's in his head. The last 2 postseason series going into this one, 35 trips to the plate, 3 hits, no homers. 207 lifetime in the postseason, and he was better the last 2 games of the last round, but he chases so much more in these games than he chases all year long, and especially this year. I felt like he was as disciplined as I've ever seen him be, and look what came of that. You know, when you start to chase in the information age that we live in, everybody knows it. The pitchers know it, the coaching staffs know it, the data crunchers upstairs know it, and they will lure you into chasing until you stop. I thought he was better in the last 2 games in Kansas City, but he needs to stop. Let Giancarlo drive him in behind him, okay? He's got to pass the baton to get back to being himself.
Thank you, Jason. We'll talk to you next week. Go have a tomato pie.
Oh, good idea. See you guys.
Jason's beef with our guy Jayson Stark on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Back page coming up. Colin, Man, and T-Bone on The Fan.
Fan Traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to run into some delay due to an accident that's blocking the right shoulder on eastbound 670 at 3rd Street. And we also have some slower traffic due to another crash that's blocking the left shoulder on northbound 270 on the east side after Hamilton Road. This report is sponsored by Ohio Laborers and Ohio Lesset. Ohio Laborers would like to congratulate Member of the Week, LaShawn Bobbitt. Laborers Local 935 Warren. LaShawn is a 3-year member working with Flybrico. Build Ohio right, build it Union. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Whiskey War by High Bank Distillery. Drink local. Drink High Bank.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
It's Rocktober, baby!
It's Rocktober at Lindsay Honda.
Save with 1.9% financing up to 60 months on every new Lindsay Honda, combined with the Lindsay Difference Package. A value of $1,295 included with every vehicle purchase. We're about going the extra mile to provide you with these unique benefits. Turn up the noise with Lindsay Honda.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference.
With approved credit on select in-stock 24-25 Honda models. Dealer contribution may affect consumer cost.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric, announcing our $99 home preventative maintenance checkup. Carpenter and Bryant will do whatever it takes to get you ready for the fall and winter ahead. Check us out at carpentercolumbus.com. That's carpentercolumbus.com.
Trust and Will knows that this fall, you're likely celebrating a birthday, your own, a loved one's, or even welcoming a new addition, because fall is the most popular birthday season in America, and Trust and Will celebrates milestones by protecting what matters most. Trust and Will makes estate planning easy and affordable, with step-by-step guidance designed by attorneys but customized by you. All documents are state-specific, legally valid, and secure. Plus, Trust and Will has thousands of 5-star reviews and a rating of excellent on Trustpilot. So join the hundreds of thousands of families in celebrating and securing your future with Trust and Will. Visit trustandwill.com now with offer code Columbus for 10% off your plan. That's trustandwill.com, offer code Columbus. Trustandwill.com. Trust and Will is an online service providing legal forms and information. It is not a law firm and is not a substitute for the advice of an attorney. Documents are not valid until formally executed in accordance with applicable law.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
We've seen it before. Politicians and lobbyists playing games, drawing voting maps to keep power in their hands, not ours. Courts have ruled Ohio's voting districts unconstitutional 7 times, while our communities have been left out again and again. But this November, you have a chance to change that with Issue 1. Issue 1 will make it illegal for politicians to manipulate voting districts for themselves or their own party. Instead, it creates an open, transparent process where a diverse group of citizens, not politicians, will draw the lines. No more backroom deals, no more gerrymandering, just fairer maps that represent our communities. Issue 1 gives you and me the power to ensure everyone's vote counts. This is about real change, a chance to end the games and make our voices heard. So vote yes on Issue 1, fair representation, and power to the people. Paid for by citizens, not politicians.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Shop low prices and great deals all week long at Meijer. Buy 5 or more and save $5 or more on hundreds of items across the store, like General Mills cereal, Swanson broth, and 12 packs of Coca-Cola or Pepsi products. Plus, shop our huge selection of Halloween items for spooky good savings. Get 25% off Halloween costumes and buy 2, get 1 free Halloween snack or jumbo-sized candy. Exclusions apply. See all deals in store or in the Meijer app.
Oh, hi, fellow hockey fan. Did you know that it's Blue Jackets week? Of course you did. Proud to be your home for the Jackets, the Fan.
Buckeye Roundtable coming up at the top of the hour. Skip Mossick, Paul Keels, Jim Lachey, and scheduled to appear Ryan Day.
Oh, yeah.
Shortly after 7 o'clock today. He will not have his presser tomorrow, but he will talk to the guys tonight, 7 o'clock. Catch all the action right here on the Fan.
And reports are, I believe, he will be doing his coach's show on Thursdays. So you'll have those 2 media availabilities for Ryan Day this week.
Crew beat New England 4-0 on Saturday. That was good.
It was a nice little storyline to that one. So the Crew, they're pretty much set in the 2nd seed there in the East, but they want to keep massing points, just finish the season strong, get ready for the playoffs.
You want to you got to get more points in the Western Conference later too.
You hope to. That's the goal, right? Because that would help them out with MLS Cup seeding. If they get to MLS Cup and they play a team from the West, if they have more points than them, they get to host. So that would be good. Long road to get there. But New England brings in one Caleb Porter as the head coach this past weekend.
I remember him.
Yeah. who, of course, won MLS Cup with the Crew back in 2020. And then, it didn't end well for him. The couple years after that, they missed the playoffs. That's why he not there anymore. Wilfried Nancy came in for him. But one of the guys that Caleb Porter kind of had in the doghouse when he was here was a guy named Alexander Matan.
Tiny.
Small. Romanian. My guy, though. Hail Matan is what we like to say. But Alexander Matan kind of was on the outs with Caleb Porter. Caleb Porter gets fired, or they don't renew his contract, whatever it was. And they bring in Wilfried Nancy. And rather than looking at Alexander Matan and saying, I don't know what to do with this little short dude from Romania. I don't know what he can do. Instead, he said, I believe in you, found a way to get his game back. And he's been a much better player under Wilfried Nancy. So fast forward to this game where Caleb Porter is now on the sidelines. And what does Alexander Matan do? Scores a hat trick against his former coach.
In your face.
That's about as good as it gets with a F around and find out kind of thing for Caleb Porter there, right? It kind of pushed his buttons a little bit, and it came back to bite him. Now, New England is terrible this year. They're one of the worst teams in the league. I'm sure Caleb Porter will get them playing better, but that was a disastrous game for them. Also, DeJuan Jones, who scored the first goal for the Crew, played for New England this year. We traded them to get him, and he scores against his former team. So it was all about revenge in that game.
Jackets home opener is tomorrow night against the Panthers, who I believe played today, right?
Yeah,
yes,
there are games.
Boston today.
There are games today.
There were day games today in the NHL.
I'm trying to see what the scores were of those games, if you'd like.
Panthers beat the Bruins 4-3. Ottawa beat the Kings 8-7 in overtime.
Man.
And the Devils beat Hockey Club Utah.
Utah-key.
3-0. But tomorrow, home opener, I did see that at practice today for the Blue Jackets, Guy Gaudreau was there, sort of helping out in an assistant capacity. And John Tortorella did this with the Flyers. The open invitation is there. I'm glad that he's taking it because I'm sure that it helps him to be around the game, be around the guys, but just gives him something to do for a little while where it probably takes his mind off of, or at least delays the suffering for just a little bit.
Well, it also probably is part of the healing process is, I could see someone grieving saying, I don't want to see anything that reminds me of the person that was lost, the people that were lost.
Yeah.
Other people say, I want to get right in there and face this head on. And I don't think either way is wrong. There's no right or wrong way to do that. But he is, maybe this is therapeutic for him to get to be around the sport that he obviously loves. He coached for many years, but also, to see a lot of the guys that he got to know while Johnny was here in Columbus. And so, I think that's a really touching thing that the Jackets are doing. I know, obviously, Philadelphia's done it too with Tortorella. He's been really great with that. But a very cool thing. I guess Dean Evison said to him, hey, man, anytime you want to do this, you're welcome to come out. And apparently Guy Gaudreau said, well, when are you skating tomorrow? Are you going to have morning skate tomorrow? And he said, yes, we are. And he said, well, I'll come back tomorrow. So apparently he's going to do it again. That's great.
Tomorrow, Panthers, 7 o'clock, right here on the Fan. Back page.
The Back Page. The Back Page with Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Phone.
Well, man, 507 people in Japan have set a world record for something that I think we could get in the world record books for this one. The Guinness World Records has set the largest number of people to point up in the air at the same time. 507 people in Japan did this. We could do this. We could organize this by Friday.
Everybody
and get
who's
1,000
listening.
people.
3, 2, 1. Point at the sky.
Look at that. We just did it. We won.
That's like 27,000
No, but we
people.
have to get them all in the same place. We have to get a photo of it.
We just did it.
No, but we have to prove it. We have to show our work. So, I'm saying, I think that's a world record that you and I could figure out a way to get a group of people to beat. And we, for a small time, because someone else will beat us again, we could be the world record holders in one of the dumbest world records I've ever heard. But hey, let them live. That's nice. And in New York City, restaurant owners are having an issue. For many years, of course, what do people do? They like to go to happy hour. Well, in New York, they found out that a lot of the working crowd under 30, the Generation Z, they don't know what happy hour is. They don't do it. They're like, that's
what my dad did.
That's old. We don't go out that early.
Buckeye Roundtable next. See you tomorrow. Common Man and T-Bone on the Fan.
Fan traffic.
Sponsored by Meister's Bar and Pizza, home of the Grandview Browns backers.
You're going to hit some residual traffic due to an earlier accident on eastbound 670 at 3rd Street. And we also have some delay due to another accident that's blocking the left shoulder on northbound 270 on the east side after Hamilton Road. And you're going to find traffic is slow on eastbound 33 from Ebright Road to Refugee Road. This report is sponsored by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline Instant Oil Change wants you to breathe out your oil change anxiety and breathe in automotive peace. Visit them today. I'm Nicole for 97.1 The Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card from BMI FCU. BMIFCU.org/Visa.
It's a Fan Action Update.
Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use the promo code JustSports for a welcome bonus of up to $100. The updated national championship odds have Texas as the slight favorite at 4-1, with Georgia and Ohio State both at plus 450. Oregon is plus 550 with Alabama 10-1 and Penn State 12-1. For your Prime Sports Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter, and fall is in the air, and that really gets me going for delicious, savory breakfast like the Bob Evans new value menu with a whole lot of fresh breakfast options for just $5.99. I love the new griddle stacker with a sausage patty, American cheese, bacon, and a fried egg. But get this, 3 mini hot cakes. You're going to love it too. Here's the best part, the price. It's right in your wheelhouse. It's in my wheelhouse. It's starting at only $7.99. Stacked high and price low. Check them out at bobevans.com or on the new mobile app.
Every time I go to get groceries, it's so expensive. It's all changed so much in such a short time because of the Democrats' inflation. As a single mom, sometimes it's hard to put food on the table for my family. Sherrod Brown has only made the problem worse. Brown put Kamala's radical agenda before us and voted for her Inflation Act. Now we're stuck with the consequences, and prices are at a 40-year high. But it's an election year. He's pretending to fight for us. Well, where was Brown's help before? Sherrod Brown's shown he will only hurt families like mine. That's why I'm supporting Bernie Moreno. Together with President Trump, Moreno will fight to lower prices on groceries for families and stop Brown and Kamala's skyrocketing inflation. I trust Bernie Moreno and President Trump to always put America's families first.
I'm Bernie Moreno, candidate for U.S. Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Bernie Moreno for Senate and NRSC.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Rosati Windows, the best buying experience in the business.
I realize that people have options when choosing replacement windows, so I appreciate each and every customer. Before you make a decision, you owe it to yourself to see what makes us different. Our prices are competitive, we react quickly to service issues, and we control every decision that goes into building and installing our top quality products. We're just able to take better care of our customers.
Call Rosati Windows today, 777-4806.
Hey, it's Anthony. Do more with your money at Tel-Ohio Credit Union. If you know Tel-Ohio Choice Checking, you know all the perks that come with your account. Cash in your benefits by setting up an account today. Find out more at telohio.org.
Certain restrictions apply. Tel-Ohio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
The Christmas cash giveaways now at UDF. With UDrive Plus, 1 in 7 can play to win prizes instantly, including $1,000 weekly by buying specially marked items at UDF. No purchase necessary. Visit udrivecontest.com for official rules.
There was a time where I woke up every day and my knee kept bothering me. I wondered, would it ever get better? I'd like to go out and run. I'd like to go play golf. I'd like to hang out with my friends at the pool, go off the diving board, play with my kids, do the stuff that I wanted to do. I looked at having surgery, thought that's not the answer. Don't want to do that. I've had plenty of surgeries in my life. I didn't want to be on medication and just keep pounding ibuprofen and pain pills. That wasn't going to be the answer. So I want to get real, lasting relief. as thousands of patients will tell you. So I went over to QC Kinetics and talked to Dr. Ray Tesner. I even brought my dad with me and said, hey, he's got a bad knee too. He's at a little later stage in life. Could this work for him? QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in cellular therapies, including your own body's healing properties. That's what I wanted, to get healed up and do it the natural way. The choice is yours. So go check them out at qckinetics.com/Columbus. They've got offices in Dublin and in Gahanna, or call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.